Hello and welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and BCP Poker Replay's YouTube account. So if you choose to do so, you can go check out the action in some silence. With that being said, let's hop on into the 10K main event from Scoop 2018. Mickey with a couple of 10s will open it on up. Camel throws out the GL. We got Lena, JP, Tank and Nanta, Nail You, J Wushu. Mickey, of course, you lose motherfucker. And Big Honey to round things out. One of my favorite players to watch. We see some GLs being thrown out. That's some good news. Fun table. You lose motherfucker with a couple of the 4s. We'll open it on up. Tank and Nanzo with the 9s will call. From the button, Queen Jack 5 flop goes. Bet? Okay. 1.5 mil. Sorry for the glitchiness. Hopefully things clear up shortly. Do we pause it? Do we restart? Do we wait? Okay, no, we're clear again. 9s hit the muck for taking ads on the Queen Jack 5 flop. Right, that was a 5. I sure hope so. Tank and Nanza folds the 9, so we move along. 4-4 for Wushu. We'll open it on up. Ace King for Camel. We'll rip it all in. For about, what is this, like 15 blinds? Math is a little hard for me this morning. 4-4 for Wushu. We would be flipping, but they find the fold. Doopity-doo-doo-doopity-doo. King 8 suited for Nail off the big stack. We'll see if they open up into Big Honey's big blind. They do. Big Honey with 10-5 offsuit. Can't let this one go pre-flop. And they do. 8-8 for Wushu. King Queen for Nail. Might just pass on it, seeing the early position raise. We could see a 3-bet. Nah, Nail just passes on the spot. You lose, motherfucker, with a King 3 suited in the big blind. We'll find the fold. What do we got going on here? A bunch of bullshit. Ace 5 for you lose, motherfucker, the most playable hand in the small blind. We'll go for the limp. Mickey with Jack 3 in the big blind says let's go to the flop dealer. We could stick in a raise. Throw in the raise, Mickey. There we go. Put a little pressure on the Ace 5. It's not going to work out pre-flop. It is going to work out. Ace 5 hits the muck. Nice play by Mickey. Wow, Brendan's confused. Whoa, wee wah. I thought we were going to the flop some which way. I thought it was going to be limp, check. Let's go to the flop. Deuces versus deuces. This is kind of cool. Wushu has plenty of chips. He's going to rip it all in. You lose, motherfucker, is going to have to fold the deuces. Nice steal by Wushu. Can you imagine if he calls it off with the ducks? There's no way. He's got over 20 blinds. Deuces are going to hit the muck. Holy shit, he's thinking about it. Call? Maybe, just for fun? No, it's not going to happen. Deuces hit the muck. Nice little steal by Wushu. Then they get a king and a 5 in the small blind. They'll go for the big raise pre-flop. Nail with Queen 6. Will eventually fold. Do. JP with an ace and a 3. They're going to let this one go under the gun. Ace 5 suited for Big Honey. We'll raise it on up. Tank and Nanza in the big blind with King 5 offsuit. I suppose we could go to the flop, but I think they're going to fold. They say, let's go to the flop. Queen 8-3 flop goes check, bet, fold. And we're moving along. Ace 10 for Wushu. Doopity-doo. They'll go for the open. JP with a queen and a 2 in the big blind. It is suited, so let's go to the flop. 10-10 3 1 heart for JP, 3 of a kind for Wushu with that top kicker. They're gonna go for a little bet ski, about a quarter pot. And JP thinking about it, but we'll find the fold with that queen high, the backdoor flush draw. No backdoor straight draw. Doopity doo. Big Honey with an ace and a 7. We'll raise it on up. 8-10 suited for JP in the small blind. Probably gonna let this one go. I want to see a 3-bet. It just doesn't make any sense. Big Honey, this is their first open from early position. Oh, we do see a 3-bet from JP. It didn't make any sense to me, but here we are. Ace-7 suited for Big Honey might hit the muck. What a play by JP. Ace-7 hits the muck. Nicely done by the 8-10 suited. Ace-Jack for Big Honey. They'll raise this on up. Tank and Anza with the 10-8 suited this time. Again, I don't think a 3-bet's coming in, but I want to see it. No, they're just going to fold. Camel with a Queen-Jack in the big blind will come along to the flop. Ace-10-7. One club for Big Honey with that top pair. Camel with the straight draw to the king. Backdoor straight draw to the 9-8. Sees about a half pot size bet and we'll just check fold. Ace-4 suited for Mickey. They're going to pass on the spot and good timing. Tank and Anza has a couple aces. Doesn't look like they're going to get any action. Big Honey could defend the big blind with 10-4 suited. It is a min raise. I think we're going to the flop here. King Jack 10 goes check, bet, decisions. Just a pair of 10s for Big Honey. Take an answer with a straight draw to the queen. The overpair of aces, they'll put in a quarter pot size bet. And Big Honey will find the fold with a pair of 10s. Aces for Mickey this time. Nail UJ with an ace and a queen. Could see a little bit of action here. A raise under the gun. It is strong. Nail is going to put some pressure on Mickey with that bigger stack often. He says, I'm just going to call this time. 5-8 offsuit for you lose motherfucker is going to fold the big blind. Jack 3-2 flop goes bet. Nah, Mickey checks the aces with that ace of hearts. Nail UJ with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. 2 overcards will put in about a third pot size bet. Does Mickey raise here? No, it just goes to the call. 4 on the turn. 4 million chips in the middle. Both players with the straight draw to the 5. Doopity-doo. I want to see Nail try to win this pot here. He's going to check it back. Deuce on the river. It would have just been fun to see Nail blast off 3 streets with the ace and the queen. Trying to get Mickey to fold aces. 4 mil in the middle. 2.7 is the bet by Mickey's aces. And Nail will reluctantly fold. 8-5 suited for Nail. They're going to think about an open, but they might just pass on the spot. That they do. Queen 4 suited for Big Honey will raise the button. 5-6 suited for you lose motherfucker folds the small blind. Mickey in the big blind with 9-10 suited will call. Ace Jack 4 flop goes check. Small bet, about a quarter pot. Mickey with the backdoor straight draws. The backdoor flush draw just finds the fold with 10 high. 7-7 for Tank and Anza from early position. They'll raise it on up. Ace-7 for Wushu in the big blind. Says let's go to the flop. 10-9-9 goes check. Then what do we do with our 7s? 7s check it on back. 3 on the turn. Wushu has an interesting 7 of clubs. Would have loved to seen a club on the turn. Perhaps an 8 or a 6. 3 of spades. Goes check, check. 3 of clubs on the river. Wushu will put in a big betski here. About 1.4 mil into 2 mil. Tank and Anza slow played the 10s. He says, I've got to call down here. Nice little pick off by the 7s. Jack 9 offsuit for Big Honey. We'll raise it on up. Nail with an 8 and a 7 in the big blind. We'll call. Ace Queen 3 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Does Big Honey ever not bet on the ace high board here with backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw? Like, I doubt it. Nail with 8 high, backdoor flush draw, will find the fold. King Jack suited for Nail. Lena's going to fold a couple of ducks. Big Honey with 10-9 suited. We'll play call. Wushu with Jack, Jack. It's going to put in a 3-bet here on the button. Ace-8 suited for Tank and Anza will hit the muck. JP is going to be in a weird spot with that King Jack suited. You would expect Wushu to be doing this quite wide here. Does he ever 4-bet jam? I hope not. Is there ever a smaller size? He's got 16 million chips. Could he make it like just like 5.6? Kind of click it back as we see the jacks get through preflop. I just want to see action, to be honest. King for you lose. Motherfucker's gonna raise it on up. Mickey with a 9-10 suited. We'll find the fold. 6 deuce suited for JP in the big blind. We'll see if they come along to the flop or not. They're just gonna find the fold. No action for kings. Queen 9 suited for Mickey. We'll see if they raise it up. Nah, they're gonna pass on the spot. King 8 for Nail is gonna think about it, but I think this is gonna be a fold. Nail says no, it's not. Let's go for the open. He says just kidding. Does find the fold. Jack 6 offsuit for Tankananza will raise, put some pressure on the shorter stacks. Ace 9 suited for JP will go for the 3-bet, and this will get through for him. 9-7 suited for Big Honey. They're gonna raise it on up under the gun. King Queen for Wushu. We could see a 3-bet. Instead they play call. Nail thinking about it with 3 deuce offsuit. Will eventually let this one go. Ace 3 for Camel. Getting a fair price, but he says I'm just gonna fold. Jack 4 3 flop goes check. Bet. 3 spades out there. Wushu without a spade. He says I've got a bet. He's gonna get 9 high off the pot. Ace and a 10 for Wushu. 10-8 suited for Big Honey in the big blind will defend. It'll eventually get around to him. Nail using their time bank with 8-4 offsuit. Not quite. Does get around to Big Honey. They make the call. Ace 8-5 flop goes check, bet, call. Let's go to the turn. Jack of hearts. It's no help for Big Honey. To be fair, a 10 is no help either. He's looking solely for an 8. Sees about 40% pot size bet on the turn. And he finds the nice fold. 8-6 suited for Wushu. We'll see if they open it up, and they're going to. Ace deuce suited for Tankananza. We could stick in a 3-bet, but they're probably going to fold. 3-3 for Lena will hit the muck. King Jack offsuit for you lose. Motherfucker is going to come along to the flop. 6-6-3. That's 3 of a kind for Wushu. Nothing doing for King Jack though, so there won't be any action. Wushu could check back the flop. Nicely done. Does make 4 of a kind. But again, you lose motherfucker's just sitting there with king high. Don't think he's going to put another penny in the pot. Wushu does check back the turn, giving him all the chance to make a pair. I guess it would be a boat at this point. Wushu will go for a bet on the river. Let's see what size they go for. About half pot, a little bit more. Doopity-doo. King high is going to think about a call, but it will let it go. Ace jack for Wushu. Ace king for Tankananza. Nail UJ with a couple of, with a jack 10 suited. They're going to fold facing the under the gun raise. Tankananza will call with the ace king. 6-4 for Mickey, and the big blind will hit the muck. 7-5-5 flop goes check. Check. No, Tankananza's going to protect his hand. There's the flush draw, plenty of straight draws out there. See the 10 of spades on the turn. Do-betty-do-do-do. Got some chop outs, but we see the 6 of diamonds on the river. That's not one of them. This will go check, check, and Tankananza will scoop the 4 mil in the middle. Ace jack suited for Tankananza. Can raise it on up. Nail UJ's always taking their time. Interesting stuff. Wushu with jack. Or no, that's not a jack. That's a 6 and a 2. Excuse me. 6-2 suited for Wushu. 9-8-3 flop 2 hearts. Goes check, check, 6 on the turn. Wushu leads on out with that pair of 6s for about 40%. Tankananza calls, makes a pair of jacks on the river. That's good news for Tank. He's going to scoop the 4 mil in the middle. Might go for a little value, but I don't think there's any to be had here. Do we ever bet stupid small? He goes 2.4 mil. And Wushu will find the fold. Queen Jack for Big Honey will raise it on up. Nail with a 10 and a 2 in the big blind is going to think about it, but we'll find the fold. Ace-6 suited for Camel will reluctantly find the fold. Queens for Lena, I didn't even realize. I was just thinking about Camel's Ace-6 suited. I thought it was going to fold to him. Lena opens up the Queen. Queen 4 for Tank and Nans in the big blind. We'll just fold. Do-ba-do-do. I see a couple aces for Tank. You lose, motherfucker, with an Ace-9 suited. We'll go for the open here. Nail with Queen Jack offsuit. Don't 3-bet. Don't do it. Fold, fold, fold. They are going to fold. Tank and Nanza can stick in a nice little 3-bet here. It would be fun to see a call. 3-bet comes on in. And the Ace-9 will hit the muck. Sixes for Wushu. We'll eventually get the opportunity to raise them on up. Queen 8 offsuit for Lena in the big blind. We'll see if they defend it or not. Man, this is gonna be pretty boring for Nail. Using your whole time bank before you fold every hand. Seems boring. Jack 5 suited for Nail. They'll think about it. Probably let it go. King 4 for JP. On the button, they're just going to let this one go. Lena's going to rip in the 8-5 suited and get it through pre-flop. Lena hanging out at about 20 blinds. Ace King waiting in the big blind for Big Honey, but I don't think there's any playable hands. Queen 3 suited for Camel. Could always rip. Uh-oh. Don't do it, Camel. He rips. He's going to need a queen or 3. A couple of 3s on the flop. Any 5s? Nope. Doopity-doo. Camel gets the full double. Ace 4 for Wushu. We'll open it on up. Wow, so we haven't even lost the body yet. Usually you lose at least one body quickly. Not here, not today. Ace 8 suited for Lena. 3-7 suited for Wushu goes for the open. Jack King suited for JP. Nail will fold 8-7. King Jack suited for JP. We'll play call. Lena folds the Ace 8. You lose, motherfucker, with a couple of 10s. Might rip this all in. That they do. Mickey will fold the Queen Jack suited. Folds around to JP. And he's also going to fold King Jack suited. 4-4 for Nail. Probably going to pass on the spot. That they do. You lose, motherfucker, with a Jack and a 7 on the button. Just folds. Wushu gets a walk with Ace Queen. King Jack offsuit for Tank and Nansa. Gonna fold under the gun. Big Honey with a couple of aces. Sees a raise from JP's Jack 9 suited. They're gonna play 3-bet. Nail will think about it with 10-2 suited, but he's gonna let it go. Hopefully JP comes along to the flop. I want to see some action. I think this is going to be a fold, and it is. Jack 9 for Wushu on the button. We'll open it on up. And I think he's going to get it through pre-flop. Tank and Anza with plenty of chips to play with. A king and a 2. It's offsuit. He is going to call 10-8-7 flop. That's a straight for Wushu. Nothing doing for Tank. Has a backdoor flush draw, but that's a pretty shitty flush draw. No backdoor straight draw. No backdoor boat draw. He just check folds. King 6 for Wushu. We'll raise it on up. King Queen suited for Nail. Can play call, 3-bet. Don't fold. Whatever you do. Plays call. Queen 5-3 flop. Top pair for Nail. Backdoor flush draw for Wushu. Backdoor straight draw. Flop goes check, bet. No, it doesn't. It goes check, check. 7 on the turn. Look at this big old bet by Wushu. 1.7 mil into 2.7. We got a call, Nail. 2 on the river. 6 mil in the middle. Wushu blocks the old 6-4 straight. Doopity-doo. He's going to go for 4 million chips of his Zablevsky. Hopefully Nail can find the call here. Otherwise, he's getting bullied. You got to call. You check back the flop. Nicely done by Nail. He's up to 23 mil. Nice play. Had he 3-bet pre-flop, Wushu probably is just going to fold. Instead, Nail's up to 23 mil. Do. Ace 5 for JP. We'll see what they do in the small blind. Could rip, could go for the open, could limp. They just jam and get it on through. Queen 10 for Wushu. We'll raise it on up. King 6 suited for Nail. We'll find the fold eventually. Tankananza with an ace and a 10. Let's play call. Let's go to the flop. 5-5 for Camel. Oh, look at this. A min raise. Min 3-bet. Camel might be priced out of the pot now. They do find the fold with the 5s. Queen 10 for Wushu will call. King 8-6 flop goes check. I've got no idea what to do with ace 10 here. We min 3-bet. King 8-6 flop. We are going to put in a little betski here. Both players with a backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Queen on the turn. Good news for Wushu. Tankananza looking for an ace or a jack. Or a bet to get through. He's going to go 4 million chips here. If I'm Wushu, I think I'm finding the fold even though I made a pair of queens. What the hell do we do here? Wushu goes deep in the tank. I wouldn't be surprised to see a fold. There it is. The Queen 10 hits the muck after making a pair of queens on the turn. Nice little steal by tank. Nail with a Jack 8 suited. I would imagine he's going to pass on the spot. Does have plenty of chips to play with now. But he's just going to find the fold. Ace Deuce for JP. They are going to open it on up. Big Honey with a couple of 4s in the big blind. They're going to play call. Ace King 9 flop goes check bet fold. And we're moving along. Do we ever check back top pair with a shit kicker? JP says not today. Doopity-doo, force hit the muck. Deuces for Nail. We'll probably find the fold. Ace Jack suited for Tankananza. We'll get the chance to open it on up. 9-8 offsuit waiting in the big blind. 6s for Camel. Don't think we jam, but I suppose it's possible off 10 bigs. They are going to find the fold. And 9-8 hits the muck. Ace and a 3 for a Nail. We'll probably fold after thinking about it for a minute. Man, that's got to be so boring. Usually hold time bank every hand just to fold. I suppose it's just trying to allow blinds to slowly increase, but man, it's a waste of time. JP with a couple of 5s. King Queen suited for Mickey. Has the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. 7 on the turn. Doopity-doo. It's a spade. Good news for Mick. Is he going to lead out here? He is going to go for a 1.5 million chip bet and a 2.2. JP slow played that set. Hopefully it doesn't punish him on the river. Does JP raise? He's thinking about a raise here. What size do we go? Like 3 and a bit? He goes 4.1 mil. Mickey's going to be priced out of the pot, I think. He's going to find the fold. I mean, the price is fair, but it's just the action. That raise on the turn is rather strong. So Mickey folds the flush draw. Couple of 6s for Tank. They'll raise it on up. Queen 9 for Wushu in the big blind will call. 10-8-3 flop goes check. Check. 9 on the turn. Wushu makes a pair of 9s. 6s for Tankananza, looking for a 7 or a 6. You see the 4 clubs on the river. Queen 9 for Wushu. We'll go for a value bet here. 1.6 mil into 2.8. Tankananza might pay it off here. Fold. Just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Fold. Come on, tank. It's in you. I want to see a raise more than I want to see a call anyways. Stick it in, stick it in, stick it in. What size would we go? Something large, like 4.85 mil. Put that pair of nines in a weird spot. To be fair, just with the action, check back flop, check back turn, lead river, and we raise, looks pretty weak. Jack 10 for your you lose motherfuckers, gonna rip it all in and get it through pre-flop. Bit of a wide jam, but that will get through for him. Especially with Camel hanging on out with under 10 bigs. Lena with a little bit more than 10 bigs. 8 and a jack for Wushu. They'll raise it on up. Queen 3 for Tank. We'll let this one go. Wushu hanging out at about 45 million chips. King 9 offsuit for Wushu. They'll raise it on up. King Queen suited again for Nail. I want to see a call. Do it again. Does play call. Queen 5 for JP in the big blind. We'll let this one go. Queen 7-7 flop. Let's see the exact same thing. Nail, check it on back. Check it back, check it back, check it back. Check it back, check it back, check it back. There is the flush draw. 9 on the turn. Wushu makes a pair. Sneaky play by Nail. Wushu won't bluff this time. He's got the pair of 9s. Might call a small bet on the turn. 4 on the river. Yeah, if I'm Wushu, I'm paying off a bet. He goes for value. 2 million chips into 3.5. And Nail, once again, sneakily played the king queen with the top pair. Slow plays it. And Wushu value owns himself. It was a value bet on the river. Ace and a 10 for Nail. We'll raise it on up. Doopity doop boop boo. Ace 4 for Lena. In the big blind. 9-10 suited for JP. And the small is thinking about a call. Do we 3-bet here? Put a lot of pressure on Nail. JP finds it. 3.5 mil to go. This is not very large. 2.25 to call. Nail will find it. Queen 10-7 flop. 2 hearts for Nail with that middle pair of 10s with the toppest of kickers. JP with that middle pair of 10s with a weak kicker. They're going to slow down. Check it on over to Nail. Nail might give him a free turn here. He's got the board pretty well locked up. Obviously losing to a queen. Says I can still get value. 2.5 mil into 8. And JP is in a pickle. Nice fold by JP. 4-4 for Camel. Waiting in the big blind. Lena with a couple of jacks. JP with a jack and a 4. We see Nail open up the ace deuce. That will save Camel. Lena will rip it all in. Camel can fold the 4s. And Nail will let the ace deuce go. 8 million chips for Lena. Doobity doo 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 doo. Ace and a jack for Big Honey. Waiting in the big blind. Taking Nanzo with 4-3 suited. We'll see if they open it up. Nope. King 10 for JP. Will get the chance to raise from the cutoff. Big Honey calls the ace jack. 7-4-2 flop. Goes check. Check? Bet? I don't frickin' know. What do we do with King 10? No backdoor straight draw. No backdoor flush draw. 2 overcards. JP says, I've got no idea, but I'm going to put a little betski here. Big Honey finds the call. Ace on the turn. 5 million chips in the middle. JP thinking about it once again. We'll check. 6 on the river. Big Honey leads out for about half pot. A little bit less. And the bet will get through. Does JP go for a raise? What an interesting hand. They use a little time bank, but they find the fold. Ace King for Wushu, Ace King for Lena. We'll see this one get all in pre-flop, and hopefully nobody makes a flush. Doopity-doo. Let's chop this bad boy up. Come on. Do-do-do-do-do. Spade. 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 Lena makes a fucking flush. Oh my god. Wushu loses Ace King versus Ace King. Horrific news for Wushu. Runner, runner, spade, spade. And Lena's back in the game with over 30 blinds. What a spot for Lena. Jack 10 suited, flopping a frickin' flush. Mickey with a redraw. Does have the higher club here in their hand, the queen of clubs. Ace 5-3 flop goes check, bet, call. Does Mickey ever raise? I don't think so. Calling is weird too, though. We're obviously looking for a club. 5 of hearts on the turn, pairs the board. I suppose that'll save Mickey. Turn goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Tankananza gives him a free river. King of clubs. Oh no. Oh no. Mickey makes that better flush. 5 million chips will slide his way. Might get a little bit more on top of that. Sizing up a river bet. 1.7 mil. Tankananza. He's going to have a real hard time folding. They call and see the bad news. Ace 5 suited for camel. We can rip it all in. For about 5 blinds. Maybe a little bit more. Wushu with 8-6 offsuit in the big blind. We'll see if he looks to double him up. No real reason to. Save the 2 million chips and move along. Ace queen for JP. We'll raise it on up. And we still haven't lost a body. I'm kind of curious to know how long we are into the final table. 9-9 for you lose, motherfucker. We could lose him. He's all in. Ace queen might call. Only about 6.7 mil to call. Let's see a big flip ski here for a big pot. I suppose we could fold ace queen. Ace or 9 on the flop, 9 on the turn. You lose, motherfucker. Makes 4 of a kind. We still haven't lost a body. He gets a couple of 10s. 8-7 suited for big honey. We'll raise it on up. I think Mickey will call. No, that's not Mickey, sorry. That's you lose, motherfucker. I thought 10s were going to call. Mickey with a king 10 suited. I thought we were going to go 3 ways to the flop. Instead, you lose, motherfucker goes for the 3 bet, and that will get through for him. Jack 7 suited for Wushu. They're going to let this one go. King for JP waiting in the big blind. Might get a few chips. Nail raises the 3 blinds with the queen and the 8. He's going to be priced in here. Another quads this time for JP. Doopity-doo. Jack 9 for camel. Playing off the short stack. Probably just going to fold. We could jam, I suppose. Looks like he might get this one through pre-flop. If he had. Just finds the fold. King 9 suited for JP. Will face the raise from Tangananza. With the ace and the 7 on the button. 3 bet, 3 bet, 3 bet. JP finds the fold. Ace king for nail. We'll raise it on up. Ace 10 for JP on the button. Might just find the fold here. Don't jam. Don't do it, JP. He's all in. He's in trouble. He's going to need a 10. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Put something out there. No 10 for JP. He's Gonzo Alonzo. Just like that. Nails up the 34 million chip, sorry. Has another ace king. Camel with an ace and a jack. It looks like we're going to lose camel now. Uh-oh. Camel's going to need a jack or some straight help. Maybe some spades or hearts. Ace on the turn. That's no help. And we lose camel in 8th place. So just like that, we quickly lose 2 bodies. King jack for big honey. We'll raise it on up. And take it down pre-flop. Ace 7 suited for you lose, motherfucker. We'll raise it on up. Wushu with an ace and a 6 in the big blind will come along to the flop in some manner. Queen 10-4 flop goes check. Check? Do we bet ace 7? No backdoor flush draw. Do we have a backdoor straight draw? King jack. You lose, motherfucker. We'll get the job done with a bet on the pot. Or a bet on the flop. Queen 9 for Wushu. 8-2 for nail. They're going to put in the raise. Put Wushu in a weird spot with the queen 9 off. They still call. Ace 6 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Would be fun to see Wushu defend here. I just don't think it's going to happen. But they do find the call. 8 on the turn, giving nail a pair. Wushu sitting there with queen high. Won't get a free river, but a half pot size bet from nail. And Wushu will find the fold. Jack 4 for Mickey on the cutoff. We'll find the fold. King 9 for nail. In the small blind, we'll raise it on up 3.5x. Tank and Anza calls Jack 10, flops top pair. Not much doing for King 5 offsuit for nail. They'll check it on over. 6 of hearts on the turn, flush completes. Nail chucks it on over once again. Tank and Anza says no free river for you. I'm going to bet about half pot, a little bit more. And the bet will get through. Ace 10 suited for you lose motherfucker is going to raise it on up. And get it on through. 10-9 offsuit for nail. We'll see if they open it on up from the cutoff. Big honey in the big blind with 4-4. We'll defend. Let's go to the frickin' flop. Ace 8-3 goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. 4-4 with no spade. Big honey does have the backdoor straight draw. He says no, it's just a check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. 8-8 for nail. We'll raise it on up. Ace 9 for Tank and Anza. Probably gonna find the fold, but we could see a 3-bet. We could see a call. Very unlikely, both those. There's the 3-bet. Nail with a couple of 8s. Let's go to the flop. It's a small 3-bet. Ace 7, 5, all spades. Nobody with a spade. This will go check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. I suppose Tank could check it back. He's going to go for a small bet ski, about a quarter pot. Nail has the backdoor straight draws, but no spades, so he's just going to find a fold on the flop. Ace and a jack for big honey. We'll raise it on up. Mickey with a queen and a 3. It is suited. Let's go to the frickin' flop, dealer. Oh, Mickey says not today, bucko. Blinds go up. Jack 10 off for nail. We'll raise it on up under the gun. 4-4 for Wushu in the big blind. Will come along to the flop. Ace 6, 2. 4s are holding up for the time being. Both players with the backdoor diamond draw. Backdoor straight draws as well. Nail puts in about a third pot size bet, and the bet gets through. 7-7 for nail. Might just get a walk. We'll see what Wushu does with the 5-10 in the small. They fold. Oops. King for Mickey. They'll raise and likely take it down pre-flop. Nail could always get curious, putting a 3-bet with the ace and the 2. He says no, not today. Ace deuce for big honey. It is suited. They'll raise under the gun. Leno with 6-5 in the big blind might just find the fold. He says no, let's go to the flop. 5-5-4, 2 diamonds, plus the straight draw to the 3 for big honey. Ooh, we're gonna see quite a few chips get in the middle here. Lena could go for the raise on the flop. I suppose we could call as well. They go for the small raise. Does big honey jam, looking for a 3 or diamond? He does jam. Diamond on the turn, no boat for Lena, and we're going to lose him. In 7th place, huge pot going big honey's way. Ace and a jack for Mickey. They'll raise it on up and take it down pre-flop. Queen jack for nail. We'll raise it on up and take it down pre-flop. Ace 9 for you lose motherfucker. They'll raise it on up. Wushu with a jack and a 2 in the big blind. Jack 6-5 flop goes check. Decisions for ace 9 offsuit. We'll put in a small bet. Wushu's going nowhere with that top pair. 6 on the turn goes check. Check. Uh-oh. You lose motherfucker's gonna put in another bet. No, he's not. 4 on the river. Wushu puts in a little bet ski here. And ace high hates life, so it finds the fold. Queen 8 suited for you lose motherfucker. We'll raise it on up, or he's just gonna fold. And nail will get a walk. Ace and a king for Mickey. Raise it on up. Ace and a 9 for Wushu. It's offsuit. I don't think a 3-bet's coming in, but I suppose it's possible. They say not this time. Queen 8 for tank in the big blind. We'll call king 3 flop goes check bet fold. And we're moving along. I suppose Mick could always check it back. He goes for the very small bet. And tank folds the queen 8. Jack 8 for nail on the button. We'll raise it on up. Big honey in the big with 10-3. We'll let this one go. Do-ba-dee-do-do-do. 8-5 suited for Wushu. We'll just pass on the spot. Queen 7 offsuit for nail. We'll open it on up and get it through pre. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Ace 6 for you lose motherfucker. We'll jam it all in for about 20 blinds, a little bit more, and the jam will get through. Ace queen for nail. 4-4 for tank. Nail goes for the open. Tank goes for the fold. And no action for ace queen. King for tank. Big honey with a couple of 5s. Didn't want to see this. They're just going to fold the 5s. Queen 9 off for nail in the big blind. We'll come along to the 6-5-3 flop. Big honey is hating life right now. Doopity-doo. Do-do-do-do. Ace on the turn. Tank is hating life right now. To be fair, he still got the best of it with the kings. 8 on the river. Hopefully, Nail puts in a little bluff ski and tank can still find the call here. No bluff by Nail. Does Nail check? Do we bet? What a fucking horrific board for king. He is going to go for a little bet ski right around half pot and the bet will get through. Do-do-do-do. Ace and a 9 for Wushu. They're going to open it on up. And likely get it through pre. Boo, bitty, boo. Oh, just kidding. Tank and Nan's a 3 bets the 9-5 off? What in the world is going on here? 9-5 offsuit, 3 bets, and Wushu lets ace 9 go. Nice play by Tank, and then he gets a couple aces versus kings. Are you serious, Poker Stars? We're gonna lose Wushu. Oh no! Aces versus kings, and Wushu's Gonzo Alonzo, providing there's no king, or somehow some straight cards, some clubs, some spades. Wushu's in trouble. Call. Just call. Let's go to the flop. Let's see a couple aces out there. Let's see some hearts or some shit. Now Wushu goes for the 4 bet. This just gets in pre-flop. Wushu is gone. This is horrific news for Wushu. All in from tank. And Wushu's gone. Any kings dealer? No, just like that. 55 million chip slide Tank and An's way. That's horrific news. Wushu started this bad boy off with some 40 million chips in first place. He's gone in 6th place. Nothing you can do there. Running like shit. You lose motherfucker going for a 3 bet here with the ace and the 8. 10-10 for Big Honey. Weird spot. We might fold. They do jam. Good shit. You lose motherfucker. We'll let this one go. Right? Nice. I see a couple of 7s for you lose motherfucker. No, thinking about it with a queen and a 5. They're going to find the fold. 9 jack waiting in the big blind for Mickey. Playing off about 20 big blinds. We'll see what happens. Just a jam and a fold. Jack 10 for you lose motherfucker. We'll go for the open. They do go for the jam once again with the jack and the 10. Nail in the big blind with king 10. We'll see if he finds the call. Probably going to lay this down. Another one gets through for you lose motherfucker. Jack 8 suited for Big Honey. Oh, they're going to find the fold. Nail in the small blind with a king and a 3. We'll limp it on in. King queen for Tank and Anza. We'll check it on back. 9-4-4 flop goes check. And another check. 9 on the turn. We're going to chop this pot up providing there's no bets in folding. Nail will go for about a half pot size bet, a little bit less. Get a call from the king and the queen. 7 on the river. Boo buddy boo. Goes check. Check. Draw pot. Ace and a jack for nail. You lose, motherfucker, with a couple of aces. Don't raise nail. Just call. Let's go to the flop. Let Big Honey see the flop with the 6 and the 5 and the big blind. He says, no. We're going to 3-bet. You lose, motherfucker. Hopefully they just call. Let's go to the flop. No, they're going to jam. No, they're in the tank. Brendan, just wait it out. There they go. They do jam. And the jam will get through. King 3 for nail. We'll see if they pass on the spot. That they do. Queen and a 2 for tank and Nanza. We'll raise it on up. And get it through pre-flop. 9-3 for nail. It is suited. Probably going to lay this down. 7-7 for Big Honey. We'll face the jam from a couple of jacks. I suppose you lose, motherfucker could go for a smaller 3-bet. Doesn't need to jam. He goes 4.2 mil. Hopefully Big Honey doesn't shove. And they shove. Quick call from the jacks. 7 on the flop. 10. No 10 for you lose, motherfucker. No jack. Big Honey hits the set. And it holds on up for him. 5th place for you lose, motherfucker. And they're gone to Alonzo. Ace 5 for nail. 9-2 for tank and Nanza. Ace king king flop goes check. Bet. Bet. No, it goes check 5 on the turn. Nail with 2 pairs. Aces and kings and a 5 kicker. We'll check it on over. Bet. Nope, tank and Nanza's not taking the bait. 8 on the river. Nail goes for about a half pot size of value. And tank and Nanza folds the 9 high. 8-8 for tank and Nanza. Nail with a 3 and a 4 on the button. We'll find the fold. Limp pot, Big Honey says. Alright, let's go to the flop. King 10-8 goes bet fold, and we're moving along. 5 and a 4 of the same suit for nail. They'll go for the open. Jack 9 for tank. We'll find the fold. Mickey with 10-6 suited in the big blind will come along to the ace 8-2 flop. Straight draw for nail and the backdoor flush draw. Mickey with some backdoor straight draw. Doopity deuce. He's a rather small bet, less than a third pot. But they're still going to find the fold on the east side board, of course, with the 10 high. 3-3 for tank. We'll open it on up. 5-8 suited for nail calls. The big blind ace 7-4 flop goes check. Check. 5 on the turn. That's a pair for a nail. To go along with their straight draw to the 6. And the flush draw as well. Bet tank. Bet. Had a straight draw to the deuce. He's not going to win this pot. 10 on the river. At least he's not going to win it without a bet. He'll check it on down and we don't see any action. Pair of 5s is good for nail. 3-3 this time for Honey. Tank and Nanza in the big blind with an ace and a jack. Queen 5-7 flop goes check. Deuce on the turn. Tank and Nanza with a nut flush draw. The nut blocker. Let's go for a bet and buy the pot on the turn. About half pot. Big Honey finds the call with the 3s. Jack of diamonds on the river. Tank makes the nut flush. And Big Honey with a very little flush. Doopity doo. About 4 mil into about 6 mil. And hopefully Big Honey folds. They are thinking about it. Think long and think right, Big Honey. Find the fold. It's in you. Nice fold by Big Honey. Queen 8 for nail. On the button, they'll open it on up. Big Honey in the big blind with 8-4 suited will call. Ace 5-2 flop goes check. Bet. Raise. Raise Big Honey. No, he just quickly folds the straight draw to the 3. Doopity doo. Another Queen 8 for nail. They'll open it on up. Tank and Nanza calls the ace jack. Mickey will fold the 7-3. Jack 8-7 flop goes check. Bet. And then nails in a weird spot. I suppose Tank could check it back here with the top pair. Top kicker with the nut flush draw. You don't want to get check raise, but to be fair, ace jack, pretty super strong hand on this flop. Does get a call by the Queen 8. 6 of hearts on the turns. Tank makes the flush again. Boopity boo. 3 on the river changes nothing. Nail was completely drawing dead on the turn. He is going to go for a little bluffski here, and bad timing. Tank and Nads are going to size up a... Oh, a call. Interesting stuff. Surprised no raise on the river there. There was a straight flush possibility, but Tankananza just goes for the call. He's got a king jack versus ace jack. 9-6-2 flop goes bet fold. Nah, that's too small of a bet. Big Honey's coming along to the turn. Ace on the turn. That will do for Big Honey, locking up the board, providing they don't fold. 6 million chips in the middle will slide their way as Big Honey checks it on over. Nope, that's Tankananza. They check it on over. Deuce of clubs on the river, pairing the board, and the flush completes. Tankananza sitting there with king jack, no club. Puts in about a half pot size bet, and it's quickly called by Big Honey. Ace and a 2 for a nail. They're gonna limp it on in. Tankananza with a queen and an 8. Jack, jack, jack. Flop goes bet. What do we do? Tankananza says, I've got an overcard. Got the backdoor straight draw. 6 on the turn. Goes check. Bet. No, goes check, check. 6 on the river. Doopity doo. Got a full house on the board. Nail puts in an overbet, 4.8 mil into 3 mil. And Tankananza calls for the chop. Queen jack for Big Honey in the big blind. Nail with a 5 and a 7 on the button. We'll see if they open. They say no. Jack 8 will limp in the small blind. Doopity doo 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 doo. Queen jack raises it on up. And Tank quickly folds. Queen deuce for nail. Gonna find the fold. 3-3 for Tank. We'll raise it on up and take it down pre-flop. Queen 8 for Big Honey. Folds to the button. And nail gets a walk. 4-4 for nail. Tankananza in the big blind with ace 9. Sees a limp. Let's raise it on up. They do raise it on up. 2.5 million chips. Nail will call. Ace king jack flop. 2 diamonds. That doesn't matter. Tankananza with the top pair will go for a little value. And Nail will fold the 4s. Ace and an 8 for Mickey. Couple of kings for Nail. We could see a jam. We do. King king is a static. Big Honey in the big blind with ace 7. Once we see some more action from Nail, we can just find the fold. Doopity doo. Any 8s? Nope, I mean an ace. King on the turn. Deads. Mickey, they're gone in 4th. Nail up to 41 million chips. Has a couple of 10s facing the open from Tankananza. We'll stick in the 3-bet to 6 million chips. Big Honey asks if we want to look at numbers. And we're going to talk out a deal, it looks like. 1.1 mil for first. Looks like the deal very quickly was passed upon. Doopity doo. Tico's versus Austria. Let's fucking go. Don't know what that's referring to. Nail says let's play a bit. Maybe we could talk out numbers after he builds up a stack. So 1.1 mil for first, 837k for second, 620k for third place. Top pair for Nail. We'll bet and take it down on the turn. 10-7 suited for Nail. We'll raise. Might get a call from the 4 deuce in the big blind. 9-9-7 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. I suppose Nail could check it back, but he says no. Let's just go for the small C bet and take it on down. Ace 6 limps it on in. Nail with a 7 and a 2. Queen 6-8 flop goes check. Would love to see Nail bet. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor nope, just the front door flush draw. Or the straight up flush draw. Don't know what you want me to call it, but Big Honey hangs on in there with a pair of 6s, and he goes for a little value on the river, about half pot. The bet gets through. Queen and a 2 for Big Honey. We'll raise it on up. King Queen suited for Nail. We'll put in the 3-bet. And Big Honey can let this one go. King 10 for Nail. We'll raise the button. 8-9 suited for Tankananza. Can 3-bet the small blind, but they play call. 10-7 for Big Honey comes along to the Queen Jack 8 flop. All clubs. Nail with an open-ended straight draw to the ace or 9 and the club draw, which is best. Pair of 8s for Tankananza. We'll find the fold. Big Honey with the straight draw to the 9 as well. Also that shitty club draw. 5 of hearts on the turn. Goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Whoa, Big Honey's thinking about something here. Whoa, 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 whoa. That would have been scary to see a raise on the turn. Big Honey might have got the bet through. Doopity-doo. 8-9 suited for Big Honey. Limps it on in. Nail raises up 7-6. Flops a pair of 7s. Do. Big Honey with 3 in a row or the backdoor straight draw. We'll just check fold. Queen 10 for Big Honey. We'll raise it on up. Nail with an ace and a 9. We'll call the small blind. 3-4 completes the big. 10-8-6 flop goes check, check. Bet. Raise. Raise nail. Nah, he's got this straight blocker, but he might come along to the turn. He might just find the fold on the flop. Big Honey's bet gets through. Top pair takes it down. 5-4 for nail. We'll raise it on up. King 10 for Tangananza. We gotta go to the flop. Putting a 3-bet. There it is. 5 million chips to go. Big Honey will fold to Queen 6. And nail will let go of the 5 high. Right? Let's go with the 5 high, and we're moving along. Queen 5, facing the raise from Tangananza's Queen 10. King Jack 2 flop goes check, bet, fold. And we're moving along. Nail will use half a second of a time, bank, and find the fold. I guess that's not his time bank. What is that called? His time. The duration he has before we enter in the time bank is the time to act. Surely there's a name for it. 6-3 suited for nail. We'll raise it on up. Ace 2 for Big Honey defends the big blind. King Queen 5 flop goes check. Bet. Now what do we do with Big Honey's little 2 of clubs? We're gonna call 1. Pick up a 2 on the turn. Nail with the straight draw to the 4. Doopity doo. They're gonna go for a very large bet here, and this might get Big Honey off the pot, and it does. Queen 9 for Tangananza. We'll raise the button. 6-3 for nail. Let's see if he defends the big blind. Says let's go to the flop, wants to play some cards. King Jack 9 flop goes check, bet, fold. No, it doesn't. It goes check, check. 7 on the turn. Tangananza with that pair of 9s will check on the turn. 4 on the river. Nothing doing for nail. We'll put in a 1.4 million chip Blefsky. And Tangananza will quickly call. Ace 10 for nail. A couple of 6s for Tank in the big blind. Limp pot. Tank says no, it's not. Nail says let's go to the flop. 8-7-3 goes check. Bet. No, check, check. Just wait for the action, my dude. 3 on the turn. Nail will check. Tank checks. 9 on the river. 5 million chips look to slide Tangananza's way. And he's just going to check the river. Queen 10 for nail. We'll raise it on up. 3-10 calls the big blind. 7-5-5 flop. 1 spade for Big Honey. Couple of overs for nail. Easy the Jack of Hearts on the turn. Pretty well locking up the board for nail. Just sweating a 3. The bet will get through. King 4 for Tank. We'll raise it on up. Ace 8 for nail. Defends the big blind and flops top pair. Not much doing for Tangananza. They check it on back. 6 on the turn, pairing the board. Nail leads on out. And takes the pot down. Jack 5 for nail. Will limp it on in. Tangananza with a 9 and a 5. We'll check it on back. 10-3-2 flop goes bet. Whoa, wee wah. Tangananza in a weird spot with a 9-5. Stupid hand in position. They just find the fold. King 9 for nail. Queen deuce for Big Honey. Queen 6 flop goes check. Bet for small. Big Honey licking their lips. They find the call. 9 on the turn goes check. Nail might bet again to protect his 9. Get some value from some straight draws, some flush draws. Big Honey's got 3 of a kind. 4 on the river. Does this go check, check? Uh-oh. Nail's thinking about some value. What size do we go? I think we go small. Try to get called by a 6. He goes about 6 million chips. Big Honey quickly calls and shows him the bad news. That's about 60 mil for Big Honey now. Just behind Tangananza. Queen Jack will stab on the 10-10-10 flop. Nail with the ace high will come along to the turn. Deuce of spades. It's no help for the queen and the jack. Boopity boo. Let's put in another bet. Nope. King on the river. Ace 4 is good, providing it doesn't fold. And Tank and Nanza won't even put in a bluff. So big honey. Tank and Nanza are pretty well tied. Nail's not too far behind. Just missing about 13 mil from his stack. Ace 9-9 flop goes check, bet, fold. Tank is thinking about a raise here. He's got the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, and he is going to find it. Put big honey in one hell of a pickle with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. And they fold what's best of it with queen high. Jack and an 8 for nail. We'll raise it on up. Ace deuce for big honey. 8-7-6 flop goes check, bet. And then I don't know what big honey does. No idea. Such a stupid board. Big honey says I'm just going to fold. 6-5 will raise it up for Tank. Ace and a queen for big honey will 3-bet and take this down pre-flop. I suppose Tank could always call, but it's not suited. It's just 6-5 offsuit. Finds the fold. I like the limp by nail with a couple of queens. 6-7 says let's go to the flop. 8-4, 8? Queen 8-4 is what I'm trying to say. Nail will lead on out with top set and take the pot down. Ace and a queen for Tank is going to limp it on in. Big honey checks back the 5 and the 10 of the same suit. Ace 9 2 flop goes check, bet. No, it doesn't. Goes bet, call. 9 on the turn. Tank and Nanza slows down with the top pair. Tank and Nanza puts in about a 2/3 pot size bluff ski here with a 10 high flush draw. Queen of clubs on the river. Goes check. Check. 7 mil slides Tank and Nanza's way. 5-4 suited for big honey. Queen 9 for nail, waiting in the big blind facing a 3x raise. We'll call. Ace king 10 flop goes bet. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Nail quickly folds. Ace and a queen for big honey will raise. King 8 suited for nail. We want to play this hand, so he goes for the 3-bet. Doesn't want to stick in the call. Bad timing is big honey's woken up with the ace and the queen. Could 4-bet all in. He goes for a small 4-bet actually, making it 13 mil in total, and nail will fold the suited king. King jack suited for nail will raise it on up. 10-7 suited for Tank and Nanza. They're going to stick in the 3-bet here, make it about 5 million chips. Big honey will fold the ace in the big blind. I think nail's coming along to the flop. Do we 4-bet? No, we're just going to call. 5-5-2, 2 spades for Tank, 1 heart for nail. Both players with 2 overcards. Tank and Nanza doesn't have no backdoor straight draw, but he's going to go for a 3.4 million chips bet into the 11 mil. We get the 9 of clubs on the turn. What an interesting hand. 18 million chips in the middle. No pair versus no pair. Tank and Nanza still has that spade draw. They're going to bet about 7 mil, and King Jack will hit the muck. Aces for nail. 7-9 for Tank. We'll raise the button. Nail will raise or re-raise. Go for a 3-bet. And Tank says, well, I get in a fair price, but 9-7 off. We'll just hit the muck. Queen Jack for big honey. We'll flop a straight. Tank and Nanza with the backdoor straight draws. We'll check, fold, and we're moving along. 10-10 for nail. They'll raise it on up. Big honey with an ace and a 4. We'll call the big blind. Queen, queen 3 flop goes check. Bet. Decisions. Ace 4 is in a weird spot. Finds the call. 3 on the turn. Double paired board. Nail says I've got a pocket pair. I'll check it on back. 2 on the river. Big honey goes for a bluff ski. Is it a value bet trying to get called by king high? Let me know what you think. Is it a bluff ski? You're not getting a pocket pair to fold. So it feels like a value bet trying to get called by king high. Anyways, king 8-8 flop goes check. Check. 6 on the turn. No straight draw for either player. No flush draws going on the board. It's a rainbow board. Jack on the river will give nail the best of it with a pair of jacks. River goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. I suppose nail could check it back here, but they're going to go for 2.1 mil in value. And Big Honey finds the call with queen high. Uh-oh. Jack 4 for Nail. Couple of aces for Tank and Anza. They're gonna raise it on up. Nail will quickly fold. 9-5 for Tank. We'll limp it on in. 5-5 for Big Hun. We'll raise it on up. And take it down pre-flop. Tank might 3-bet. Whoa, wee while they're thinking about it, here comes the 3-bet. And it comes on in. 8 million chips to go. Big Honey's in a spot with the pocket pair of 5s. They're going to call queen 5 flop. Goes bet. And decisions. 16 million chips in the middle. Does Tank slow down? Not yet. Another 5 mil to go. Does Big Honey fold? Oh, 9 on the turn. Poker stars. What the hell is this all about? Jack 10 gets there. Tank and Anza slows down. At least put a 5 on the river. A 1-outer for Big Honey. Come on. 26 mil should have slid their way. Will he turn his 5s into a bluff, though? Whoa, Big Honey's going to bluff. Bluff, 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 bluff. Bluff, bluff, bluff. I don't think we have to bet big. He bets 1 mil. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. Tank and Anza is going to find the call. Queen on the river, both players with a boat. It should go check, check. And Big Honey will say, what the fuck was that all about, Poker Stars? Tank and Anza up to 80 million chips now. 7-7-2 flop goes check, check. 3 on the turn, pairing Nail up. Tank and Anza with a heart draw. Facing a 3 million chip bet into 4 mil on the turn. We'll find the call. 3 of diamonds on the river. Goes bet, fold. Do. To be fair, I wasn't sure what size Nail was going to go. He goes for the overbet. 10.4 million chips, and the bet will get through. Queen Jack limps it on in. Ace King will raise it on up. Queen Jack calls. 8-6-4 flop goes check bet. No, it doesn't. Check, check. No, it doesn't. Check, check. 7 on the turn. I just gotta wait to see what happens, you know? Do. Turn goes check, check. Queen on the river. Nail might go for a little value here. And Ace King hates life. 4 million chips, eh? There's a 1-liner to a 5 out there. 9-10 out as well makes a straight. To be fair, Tank and Anza raised facing the limp. Didn't take a stab on the flop, didn't take a stab on the turn. It's very likely the pair of queens is best here. And it's just a matter of, is Tank and Anza going to call you down or not? You may as well bet big. Because you're not likely to get called, so you may as well try and make it look like a bluff. But then it's like, what are you bluffing? Like some sort of Jack 10? That makes a lot of sense. 10 queen? Nope, that makes a pair. King 10? Maybe King 10? Ace King finds the call in the end, and Tank and Anza sees the bad news. Maybe if you start to think about it, like, case we could have like Jack 9, King 9. You want to have some sort of 9 or 10 blocker, I would imagine. Boopity boo. Which is very likely. Queen on the river is not the best for the Ace King, of course. But there's still plenty of hands that you could get, or you could call and be right. Once you start to think about it more and more. Queen 9 for Nail will raise the button. 5-7 defends the big blind. 10-6-4 flop goes check. Decisions. Nail bets about 3/4. Big Honey calls with the open-ended straight draw. Ace on the turn. Goes check, check. 9 on the river. That's no straight for Big Honey. That's a pair for Nail. Big Honey will go for an overbet. 14 million chips into 10. This is gonna work. Fold, Nail, fold. Oh, we need it to work so bad for Big Honey, and the job does get done. 5. Oh, nope, that's an 8 and a 2 for Nail. Sorry. Don't know what the hell happened to my eyeballs and my mouth, but they did not connect, as I said the word 5 out loud. Jack 6 for Big Honey. Checks the flop. Ace 4-4. King on the turn. Goes check, check. 5 on the river. Goes check, check. And Jack High's good for 2 mil. King Deuce for Nail. 6 and a 3 for Tank. Limp pot. Tank checks it back. King Queen Jack flop goes bet fold. Nope. Nail says, let's give him a free card. Let's let him try to bluff here. And Tank and Nan's is going to take the spot with 6 high. Does make a pair of 6s on the turn, so he's not drawing dead anymore. He's looking for a 6 or 3. We get the 9 of clubs on the river. 1-liner to a 10. Clubs complete. Nail bets a million chips. And Tank finds the fold. Excuse me. 8-3 for Tank. Queen 8 for Big Honey. Limp pot. Jack 6 flop goes bet. Raise? Nope, Big Honey says let's just go to the turn. King of spades. Tank slows down. Big Honey gives him a free river, 9 of hearts. Tank doesn't put in the bluff ski, and Big Honey will scoop a small pot. King 9 suited for Big Honey will limp it on in. Jack 8 offsuit for Nail. They'll check it on back. Ace 4-2 flop goes check. Check? What do we do with Jack 8? Limp pot. Let's just go to the turn. 10 on the turn. Nail doesn't make a pair. Are we going to bluff now? Says no. 3 on the river. Goes check. Bluff, Nail, bluff. Those 2 million chips are yours if you want them. He's going to check, and Big Honey will scoop another limped pot that checked all the way down. King Jack for Nail. Queen 9 suited for Tank. Queen 9-7 flop goes check. Bet. Raised. Big hefty raise by Nail with the straight draw to the 10. No, he plays call. 3 of clubs on the turn. Doopity-doo. 2 pairs for Tank, still best. But of course, won't give him a free river. There's too many draws, too many flush draws. 2 of them, in fact. Not 2 combos of flush draws, but the clubs and spades. You know what I mean. Deuce of clubs on the river. Nail leads on out and doesn't take the pot down because Tank and Nan says 2 pairs. Nope. Nail checks. Brendan, just wait for the action. Slow down, bucko. Queen and a 9. We'll go for a hefty 6.5 million chips of value. And Nail will bluff it all off here. Make it 18 mil. Tank and Nanza snaps it off and sees the good news. Nope, it didn't happen. Ace and an 8 for Nail. 8 deuce for Big Honey. We'll put in the 3-bet. 8 deuce offsuit. It's a big 3-bet and Nail folds ace 8. What a play by Big Honey. What the hell was that? 8-8 for Tank. Ace 3 for Nail. 2-7. Nope. Well, I mean yes, but 10-7-2 flop. Goes check. Bet. And then Nail's in a weird spot with ace high. He's just going to find the fold with the backdoor straight draw. Jack 5 suited for Big Honey. We'll raise it on up. The 2-8 3-bet. Holy shit, Big Honey. Getting ace 8 to fold. Wowee wee wah. Tank and Nanza with a king and a 4. 10-9 for Big Honey. We'll flop top pair. 10-8 5 flop goes check, bet, decisions. Tank and Nanza calls, ace on the turn. Weird spot for Tank with that king high. If you're good on the flop, you're good on the turn. Ace doesn't change nothing. Tank and Nanza will find the fold on the turn. Do-ba-dee-doo. Well, I mean, like, hey, the ace changes the top pair, so obviously, but what I'm saying is there shouldn't be too much ace-x that's just randomly betting on the flop. Do-ba-dee-doo. So there'll be 2 pairs and whatnot, but there shouldn't be likely any single pair of aces. You wouldn't think anyways. Might just check and see a free turn. I suppose it could bet to deny some equity. So, like, possible. You know what, just never mind. We'll move on from that hand. Jack 6 and a queen and a 9. Ace 9, king flop goes check, check. 4 on the turn goes check, check. 8 on the river goes lead. And a fold from the Jack high. Jack 6 for Nail. Queen Jack for Big Honey. Ace 7, 5 flop goes check. Bet. Call. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw for Big Honey. We gotta go to the turn. Deuce of hearts. Nope, that's a club. Wow, my eyes are broken. 10 on the river. Big Honey will go for a little bluff ski here with the queen high, and didn't need to, but the bet will get through. Ace and a 6 for Big Honey will limp it on in. Nail with an 8 and a 6 will raise it on up. Ace 6 calls. King 4 9 flop goes check, bet, decisions. Small bet. Big Honey's gonna come along to the jack on the turn. Nail picks up a flush draw to the spades. Does not have a straight draw, but a bet will get the job done. 5.6 mil to go, and Big Honey will reluctantly let this go. Oh, is he gonna call? Nope, it's just a reluctant fold. Queen 8 for nail. Ace and a 5 for Tank and Anza. Doopity doo. King 6 2 flop goes check. Check. 6 on the turn. Goes bet. Call. 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 Ace 5 call. Nice call. Jack on the river. Goes check check. Nail. Checks it on over. And Tank and Anza checks it on back and scoops a small pot. 8-8 for Tank will limp it on in. Ace 8 for Big Honey sees an 8-7-7 flop. That's a boat versus top pair top kicker. This is horrific news for Big Honey. Facing the check on the turn, he's going to go for a bet ski here, and it could be large. About 1.9 million to 3.5. Tank and Anza can raise it on up. And Big Honey, I don't think is folding. Makes it 6.2 to go. Yeah, I just don't think we're folding. We're drawing dead. Big Honey says, what the hell is this all about? King of clubs on the river. That could save Big Honey? I don't think so. I don't think so. Clubs get there. Obviously, you don't have top pair anymore. But you're blocking the boat. You lose to some straights, 5-6. You lose the clubs. King 8, I suppose. Hopefully Big Honey can fold. 12 million chip bet here. Nice fold by Big Honey. Preserve that 42 million chips. Ace and a jack for Tank. Jack jack for Big Hun. They'll go for the 3 bet. Tank is suited. He could 4 bet here. He plays call. King 9 2 flop. 2 hearts for Tank. Backdoor straight draws for both players. Doopity doo. 8 on the turn. It is a diamond. So jacks are still best. Tank looking for a heart or an ace. 8 of hearts, that will do. Big Honey will just check this pot down and lose the minimum. Do we call a bet on the river without a heart? I hope he doesn't. But he snap calls. Nice pot going Tank's way. Running pure. And Big Honey's running like hot garbage. 7-8 for Tank and Anza. They're going to flop a straight draw to the 6. Backdoor spade draw. Big Honey with a pair of 5s will call on the flop. 9 on the turn. Tank and Anza slows down. Big Honey gives him the free 3 of clubs on the river. Tank and Anza won't put in another bluff ski. And Big Honey will put in a little value bet. And 7-8 hits the muck. Queen 7 for Tank. They'll raise it on up. King 2 for Big Honey will hit the muck. Ace 2 for Nail will play call from the big blind. 8-6-4 flop goes check bet. Then Nail's in a weird spot with a backdoor flush draw. I suppose he has a backdoor straight draw in there too. Ace high. We'll just find the fold on the flop. Ace 4 for Nail will limp it on in. 8-2 checks it on back. 7-6-5 flop. Both players are open-ended. Nail starts things off with a check, and Tank and Anza bets about half pot. Nail calls 6 on the turn. Doopity doo. Goes check. Check 4 on the river. Tank and Anza makes it straight. Nail with a pair of 4s. Hopefully just check folds. Preserve those chips. Do 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 do. 4 million chips in the middle. Tank bets about 2.9. Fold, fold, fold. Nice fold by Nail. Queen 4 for Tank in the small blind could go for the limp, and they do. Ace and a 10 for Big Honey. Might raise it up. 3.15 to go, and Tank and Anza quickly folds. 3 and a 2 for Tank will raise the button. A couple of ducks for Nail in the big blind. Queen 9-7 flop goes check. Bet. Nope, it doesn't. Goes check, check, 7 on the turn. Thought tank was going to bet with that backdoor flush draw and 3 high. They'll save the c-bet for the turn. There we go, about half pot. Hopefully Nail can find the call here. He does let go of 2-2. Very difficult to play on the river there with that hand. King Queen for Nail. Tank and Anza with a 6 and a 2. Queen 7-6 flop. Nail's favorite hand, the King Queen. He's going to make top pair once again. Oh no, bad timing for the top pair. Tank and Anza calls with the bottom pair and makes bottom 2. Big hefty bet by Nail and he's in trouble. Tank might raise the turn here and Nail might be committed to the pot. Tank just finds the call. 12 mil in the middle. Jack on the river seems like a big brick. Obviously Queen Jack gets there. But Tank and Anza sees this 10 million chip bet and he's just going to find the call and scoop a huge one. Nails down to 14 mil. Tank and Anza at 120. With a 10 and a 7 is going to flop a pair of 10s and lead and take it on down. Ace and a 2 for Big Honey. We'll jam it all in. 7-4 for Nail. We'll let this hit the muck. 8-8 for Big Honey. We'll raise. Nope, that's a limp, Brendan. That's a limp. 6-3 for Nail. We'll let this go. Ace-2 for Tank. We'll check it on back. King Jack 7 flop goes check check 4 on the turn, which is a diamond. Both players with a diamond draw. Tank and Anza obviously with the best diamond draw. Leads on out for 900k. Deuce at diamonds on the river. Tank's running pretty damn pure. He's going to check. Bad news for him. Unless Big Honey goes for a bet. He does go for a little bet here, about half pot. Tank will raise it on up. And Big Honey will be in a weird spot. 7.2 million chips to go. And Big Honey says, what the hell is this all about? Nice fold, Big Hun. Jack and a 10 for Tank. They'll limp it on in. Big Honey with a 6 and a 3. Ace Jack 10 flop. Tank with 2 pairs leads out and takes the pot down. 3-3 for Big Hun. We'll jam it all in and get it on through. Queen 5 for Big Honey folds the button. 10-2 suited for Nail. Limps it on in. Tank and Anza with a king and a 5. We'll check it on back. Jack 10-7 flop goes check. Check. Ace on the turn. Goes bet. Nope. Does go bet. Fold. Fold, fold, fold. Fold, fold, fold. Tank and Anza folds the straight draw to the queen and king high. Ace and a 5 for Tank. Big Honey with a 9 and a 5. 8-3-3 flop goes check. Check. 10 on the turn. Goes check, check, 10 on the river. Tank and Anza leads out and takes the pot down with the ace high and 2 pairs. King Queen suited for Big Honey. We'll rip it all in. Nail with a couple of ducks. We'll see if they call it off for the flip. They do call. 2 on the flop. Any 10s. Doesn't matter. Ace on the turn. That's a boat for Nail. Big Honey's down to 10 blinds. Do. Ace and a 2's all in. Ace 10 for Nail. I think we're going to lose Big Honey. He's going to need to smack a deuce. Nail's all in. Any 2's. No chop pot. And just like that, we lose Big Honey. We're heads up. Nail versus Tank and Anza. Do. Queen 5 versus Ace 10. Raise from Nail. Tank might put in a 3-bet here. They do find the 3-bet. And Nail quickly folds. Do. Queen 7. Raise and take it down pre. 5-7 will raise. King Queen can 3-bet or call. Goes for the call. Good timing as Nail flops a frickin' straight. 2 overs in the backdoor flush draw for Tank. Sees a small bet. Might come along to the turn. 6 of diamonds. Interesting card. Tank picks up the flush draw, sorry. Pairs the board. Nail says, okay, well let's still go for a half pot size of value. Tank and Anza calls. Deuce on the river. Tank sitting here with king high. Might put in a little bluff ski. He is going to put in the 7.5 million chip lead. Nail thinking about a raise or a call. Think we jam. Do we ever go smaller? Nail says no, we just jam. Do. And Tank and Nanza finds the fold. Queen 4 for Tank. We'll raise it on up. King 10 for Nail. Jack 5 2 flop goes check, bet, call. 7 on the turn. Goes check, check. Queen on the river. Goes check. Nail's thinking about a lead. Uh-oh, Nail's in trouble. He could rep the diamonds very easily. He bets super small though. Tank and Nanza with a top pair might still call him down here. I suppose we might get a fold, but I don't think so. Nah, Tank finds the call. Nicely done. Ace 10 for Tank. King 5 for Nail. 9 5 3 flop goes check, bet, call. Call. 9 on the turn goes check, bet, decisions. If a bet comes in here, I've got no idea what to do with the ace 10. We see about a half pot size bet. A call is totally possible. A fold feels weak, but it feels like it might be the right play at the same time. And Tank finds the fold. 9-7, we'll raise and take it down pre. Did that just happen twice? What the fuck did I just see? Nail had 9-7 twice. The second time he was in position, so he rose and took it down pre. Was it a limp raise and he takes it down with 9-7? Doesn't matter, we're moving along. We got a flush for Nail, ace high for Tank. 4 million chips in the middle, 3 mil is the bet, and Tank will fold the ace high. 5-5 versus Jack 6 suited. 5-5 raises. Tank calls. Queen 3 flop. Goes check, bet. Weird spot for Tank with the backdoor flush draw. Just finds the fold on the flop. 10-8 for Tank. Jack 9 for Nail. Queen Jack 2 flop. Goes check, bet, call. Easy game. 8 on the turn. That's a pair for Tank. We'll slow him down. We'll check. I suppose he could try to charge flush draws and straight draws. He does just look to show down the pair of 8s. Jack on the river. Nail can put in a little betski here. 2.2 mil into 6.6. And Tank will reluctantly call. Do. Jack into 10 for Nail. King 3 suited for Tank. Ace Jack 7 flop goes check, bet, fold, and no, Tank will call. Backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. What am I talking about? Queen on the turn. Doopity-doo. Nail picks up the royal flush draw. Let's see the king of spades on the river. I don't know if we're going to get to see the river. We do get to see the river. Tank calls with a straight draw. Queen on the river goes check. Nice pot going Nail's way. 7-2 flop goes check, bet. What a weird flop to bet. Tank goes pretty small, giving Nail a fair price. Has the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Goes for the check raise even. Tank's licking his chops. Boopity boo. 9 on the turn. Interesting spot for Nail. I've got no idea what to do. With a turn top pair. Check raising the flop is a bluff. He's going to go for about a half pot size bet here. Bad timing obviously as Tank and Nanza has the 3 of a kind. 8 on the river. Does that save Nail some chips? Can we just check here? But do we check call or check fold? I've got no idea. Nail, tell me what to do, man. He's going to go for a small blockish bet. And Tank and Nanza is thinking about a raise, but they're going to land on the call option and scoop a nice pot. Ace 5 for Nail, Tank and Nanza with a king and a queen. 9-9-7 flop goes check, bet, call. 10 on the turn. That's a straight draw for Tank. Ace high for Nail. He's going to turn. Nope, that's a river, Brendan. He's going to river top pair. Boopity doo. River goes check, bet, fold. We got king high. We could be good here. We beat queen jack. We lose to 8 jack. What else is bluffing? 8-6 makes a straight. Tank and Nanza says I'm going to check raise even. With the king and the queen. Put a pair of aces in a weird spot. And Nail does find the fold. What a play by Tank and Nanza. Steal that 14 million chips away. Ace King 9 flop, bottom pair for Nail. Tank and Anza with not much doing here. Ace on the turn. Goes check, bet, call. I suppose we could check on the turn, but Tank and Anza is going to put in a bet ski here. Nail sees 2 flush draws. Plenty of straight draws. 3 of diamonds on the river. Goes check, check. And Nail scoops a nice pot. Doopity doo. Jack 9 for Nail. We'll raise it on up and flop 3 of a kind. 6 deuce for Tank and Anza. 10-9-9 flop goes check, bet, fold. Do 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 do. 7-4 for Tank. We'll raise it on up and flop bottom pair. Open-ended straight draw for Nail to the jack or 6. He's not going nowhere. Wishes he had a heart or a couple of spades, but we're still going to proceed. Jack on the turn. That's a straight for Nail. Tank and Anza drawing dead. Sees a 5 on the river. Boopity doo. Nail will go for a bet ski here. Make it about 4 mil. He goes for the pot size bet. This won't get called either. Doesn't matter what you go with. Tank and Anza is not going to call with the pair of 7s. 10-7 for Nail. 10-5 for Tank and Anza. Both players with a pair. Tank with the flush draw makes the flush on the turn here. He's got an open-ended straight flush draw. Looking for the 6 or jack of hearts. That would be fun to see. Nail with a pair of 7s and the open-ended straight draw to the 6 or jack. 5 of hearts, or sorry, 5 of diamonds on the river. Pairs the board. Tank and Anza with the flush. We'll go for a bet ski here. 4.7 mil into 7.7. Or 7.8, I suppose. Hopefully Nail finds the fold here. Although, to be fair, I would be rather curious. Nail does find the fold. Nicely done. Queen Jack 7 flop goes check, bet, fold. Nope, it goes check, check, 8 on the turn. Nail is open-ended to the 10 or 5. Tank and Anza with the king high will just find the fold facing the lead. Blinds go up. Gotta say, I'm a big fan of the 1 million chip blind level. It's super easy to do math. 115 blinds to 43. Look how good he is. Flop flush for Tank and Anza. We got a little pair of 10s for Nail. They're gonna bet a quarter pot. Tank and Anza calls. 6 of diamonds on the turn. Locking up the board for Tank. Turn goes check, check. Deuce of hearts on the river. Nail with 2 pairs, obviously. Tank and Anza with the queen high flush. We'll go for about 4 million chips of value. And Nail will reluctantly call and see the bad news. 9-7 for Nail. 10-6 for Tank. Tank raises it up, flops a pair of 10s. Nail with the straight draw to the queen or 8. We see the deuce of hearts on the turn. Do 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 do. Nail bets 3 million chips. Tank and Anza will call. Queen on the river. Nail makes a straight. 10 million chips will slide his way. I don't think he's going to get any extra on top of it. He's going to go for a bet ski here. He loses to any ace or hearts, obviously. Let's go for something stupid small. 1.5 million chips. Nail says no, we're going to check. Is Tank going to bluff? You gotta love the check if Tank bluffs with the bottom pair, I guess second bottom pair of 10s. About 7 million chips to go. And Nail will find the call eventually. There we go. Nicely done by Nail to get that bluff in there. Had he bet 1.5 million chips, it's kind of doing the exact same thing where you're trying to get your opponent to bluff. Boopity boo. Tank and Anza takes this spot once checked too. Would have been interesting to see what he would have done face the block bet. Anyways, we got an open-ended straight, nope, not an open-ended straight flush draw. Just the straight flush draw to the 7 of diamonds. King of clubs on the river is not what we're looking for. Tank and Anza just makes a pair of 6s. Nail with the top pair of 9s with the fair kicker. Do 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 do. 17 million chips will slide his way and maybe an extra little bit on top of that. Nail says no, 17 mil is good for me. King 2 versus 6-4. Tank raises it on up. King 2 calls. 8-7-7 flop goes check, bet, fold. Does king 2 just fold on this flop? 8-7-7, no diamond. It's a small bet. Nail does just fold on the flop. Jack 2 versus ace 5. We both got clubs. Ace 6-5 flop. Only one club out there. Very unlikely we get runner clubs. Nail does have the backdoor straight draw to the 3-5. Or 3-4, sorry. Tank and Anza with 2 pairs. Probably won't let him have a free turn. I guess the turn wouldn't have been free. Nail did put in 1.2 million chips. But we'll have to fold to the check raise. King Queen versus 7-5. 8-7-2 flop goes check check. 10 on the turn. Goes check. Check. 3 on the river. Hearts complete. Pair of 7s is good for the pot. Nail puts in a half pot size bet. And Tank will fold. 9-3 for Nail. We'll just walk out Tank. King and a 10 for Tank. We'll raise and take it up pre. Or take it down pre. Raise and take it up. Raise and take it up, he said. Might need to take a break or something. King 10-2 flop goes check. Bet. Call. Let's go to the turn. 7 of diamonds. That's good news for Nail. He makes a pair of 7s. That beats 2s. 6 of diamonds on the river. Do goes check check, and Nail scoops a nice pot. Ace deuce for 6-8. Ace queen 5 flop goes check bet fold, and we're moving. Oh, check check. 2 on the turn. Goes check bet fold. Check bet fold, and we're moving along. Doopity doo 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 doo. 10 and a 5 for Nail. Ace 9 for Tank, sorry. Jack 9 5 flop goes check check. 6 on the turn. Do 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 do. Tank and Anza leads on out. 2.4 mil into 4.2, and the bet gets through. 7-6 versus Queen 3. Ace 8-8 flop goes check check. 10 on the turn. Tank with a flush draw to obviously to the spades. Has a straight draw to the 9. Nail with a better flush draw. Sees a small bet. Let's go to the turn. 2 of clubs. Changing nothing. 7 high. We'll check it down, and Nail will scoop it with Queen high. Very nice. Jack 3 versus 7-3. Nail raises and takes it down pre. Queen Jack versus a Jack and an 8. 6-6-5 flop goes check check. 4 on the turn. Nail with a straight draw to the 7 will lead on out for 2 million chips. And Tank and Anza will lay down the Queen high. King 9 versus a 5 and a 4. Queen 8-5 flop goes check check. 6 on the turn. Tank and Anza with that pair of 5s. We'll check it on over. Nail with nothing doing but King high. Checks it on back. Deuce on the river. Goes. Do we bet? Try to get some value with the pair of 5s. Tank and Anza says sure, why not? Let's just make it super small, and the bet gets through. 5-3 versus a Jack and a 9. Boopity boo. Jack 9 raises it on up, and 5-3 calls. Queen 4-4 flop goes check bet fold. Right. Tank with the backdoor straight draw. Nail with 3 in a row in the backdoor flush draw. Maybe check raises. He does find it. 4.5 million chips to go. And Tank will find the fold. So check, bet, raise, fold. Whoa, wee, wee, wah. 9-8 versus 9-7. King Jack 3 flop goes check. Bet, fold. Doop-a-doo-doo. 9-8 versus 7-3. 9-6-2 flop goes check, bet, fold. Doop-a-dee-doo. Nope, it goes check, check. 9 on the turn. 3 of a kind for Tank. Nothing doing for Nail. No straight draw, no flush draw. 7 high. Finds the fold on the turn. King and a 2 versus a Jack and a 3. The King 2 takes it down pre. 9-7 versus King 8. Ace 10-2 flop goes check, check, 4 on the turn. Goes check, check, 4 on the river. Bluff, nail, bluff. 4.2 mil, slide your way. He's just gonna check. Tank and answer checks and scoops the pot. King 3 versus 7-6. Ace Queen 6 flop goes check, bet, call. Deuce of hearts on the turn, so hearts complete. Nail doesn't have a heart, but he's got the big heart, so he's gonna fire a big bluff here. Maybe on the river. 5 of hearts. Come on, Nail. 7 mil in the middle that you need. He's gonna check, and the pair of 7s. Nope, that's a pair of 6s. Is good for the pot. Ace 9 versus Queen 7. 6-4-2 flop goes check, check, ace on the turn. Nail checks it on over. Queen 7 checks it on back. King in the river. Goes check, check, and Nail scoops it. King 5 versus 7-3. King 5 raise and takes it down pretty. 7-5 and then a 10 and a 3. Did I read the action wrong? God damn, I think it happened again. King 3-2 flop goes check, bet, fold. Doopity doo 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 doo. 5 and a 2 versus a 9 and a 4. Nail raises. Tank is thinking about a 3 bet. And he's gonna find it and take down the pot pre-flop. 6-6 versus 2-3. 6s get walked on out. Queen 9 and a king and a 5. King Queen 3 flop goes check. Check? Do we check the queen? We're gonna go for a little bet ski about a quarter pot. And take an answer with the top pair. We'll call 7 on the turn. Goes check. Check. King on the river. Take an answer could lead here. We could check and look for a check raise opportunity. Tangananza says, no, I'm going to lead out. And Nail will quickly call with the pair of queens and see the bad news. Does wake up with a couple of aces. Tangananza with 8-5 will raise, face the 3 bet, and likely chuck this one away. 5-4 suited versus Queen 3 suited. Jack, King 7 flop, 2 hearts for Nail with the backdoor straight draw. 1 diamond for Tank with the backdoor straight draw. We see a large bet on the flop, and Tank will find the fold. Queen 4 versus 6-4. 10-7-3 flop. Nail with a straight draw to the 5. Backdoor club draw. Tank and answer with the backdoor straight draw. And Queen high will go for a little bet ski. The bet won't get through. Nail goes for the check raise here. And the Queen 4 can let itself go now. Queen 8 versus 7-8. Raise from Nail, call from Tank. 10-5-5 flop. Goes check, check, deuce on the turn. Check. I don't know. Check, 4 on the river. Does Tank lead on out, try to buy this one? 4 million chips in the middle. He's just gonna check and give it on up. Nail has showdown value with the Queen high. He's gonna go for a bet ski here. 3 million chips, that looks like a bluff. And the bet will get through, of course. Ace deuce flop in top pair. Tank and answer with the backdoor straight draw. Checks back the flop. Jack on the turn. So Tank's looking for a 10 if he's going to find the call, and he's probably not. It's a big bet, about 3/4 on the turn, and that will get through. 2 and a 3 versus a jack and a 9. King 6-5 flop goes check. Bet. Fold. But 3/4 pot size bet gets through. Doopity doo. 7-4 versus a 10 and a 5. Tank and answer raises and takes it down pre. 10-7 gets a walk. Queen 2 gets a walk. 10-2 won't get a walk, but it will fold pre-flop. 10-6 for 7-7. Ace 9-9 flop. Goes check, check, ace on the turn. Tank and answer with the best of it with 10 high now. Nail looking for an ace and 9 for a chop pot or a 7 for the scoop. Anything above a 10 is also going to get the job done for a chop pot. Nail is putting a hell of a lot of pressure on 10 high here with the counterfeit 3 pair. Doopity-doo, nicely done by Nail. That will buy the pot. Queen 7 3 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Queen 7 versus 4 4. Queen 9 6 flop goes check, check, 5 on the turn. Nail leads out with top pair, and Tank folds the under pair. King 5 off versus Queen 10 suited. Ace Jack 3 flop goes check, check, 5 on the turn, completing the diamonds. No player with a diamond. Doopity-doo. Now we'll bet small. Tank and Nanza with the straight draw to the king. A queen or 10 also get the job done. 3 on the river goes check, check, and Nail scoops a small one. 8 4 flopping a straight draw to the 7. Tank and Nanza with a pair of 6s. We get to see the 10 of hearts on the turn. No help for Nail. Looking for an 8 or a 7, or for this overbet to get through, and I think it will. Tank and Nanza with the queen of spades says, what the hell do I do here? It's maybe... It feels like it would be a relevant card just because you want him to have some sort of like king queen, queen 9. You know, that's some sort of bluff. But the 6 is also an interesting card. So we don't block Jack 10 or anything. You know what? Nail gives up the bluff, so it doesn't really matter anymore. It's very interesting turn over bet. Very interesting hand. Tank and Nanza finds a nice call with a pair of 6s. 8 8 2 flop goes check, bet, call. 3 on the turn. We could have saw the check raise from Tank and Nanza with a 3 in a row and the backdoor flush draw. 3 on the turn goes check, check. 8 on the river. Lead out, Tank. Go for a little bet ski, like 3 mil. He goes 4.2, so about half pot. A little bit more. Nail with the king high. This would be a beautiful call. He's going to find the fold, and Tank gets one through. Jack 2 versus Jack 7. Raise and a call. Ace 10 3 flop goes check, bet, bet. Do it, Tank. There we go. Just under 2 million chips, and the bet gets through. Ace and a 3 versus a 5 and an 8. Ace, Queen, Jack flop. This is pretty boring. Tank does have the backdoor flush draw. A backdoor straight draw, I suppose, as well as in there. Surely we just fold on the flop, though. Uh-oh. Tank thinks about it for a second. Got worried that a check raise was coming on in with the 8 high. It did not. Jack 5 versus 7 2. King 7 9 flop goes check, check. 9 on the turn. Nail with the flush draw. Looking for a heart. We'll check it on over. Tank and Nanza with the pair of 7s. I don't know. Do we check? Do we bet? Tank goes for about 1.9 million chips. And Nail says, well, I guess that's a fair price. But to be fair, he could also be betting a higher heart. Wow, words just got so difficult for me. Sorry about that. Ace 10 9 flop. Goes check, check. 6 on the turn. Both players with a pair of 9s. Turn goes check, check. 3 on the river. Tank and Nanza leads on out. 2.2 million chips. And Nail, I think, finds the call here with a pair of 9s. That he does. He sees the bad news. Am I recording? Let's just quickly make sure. Yep. What do we got here? Nail with a jack and a something. Jack and a 7 facing the raise from 8 3, and the raise will get through pre. Ace 10 versus jacks. Or that's not a jack, that's a 6 and a 4. Queen Queen 5 flop goes check, check. Ace on the turn. That's top pair for Nail. Nothing doing for Tank. They'll check and make a pair of 4s on the river. Hopefully Tank doesn't put another chip in the middle. Don't do it. This is a big bet on the river. Clubs get there. Tank finds the call. Nail gets a nice value bet in there. Good shit for Nail. King Queen 6 flop goes check, bet, fold. Queen 2 gets walked on out. 6 8 versus Queen 7. We'll see a raise and a call. A Queen 9 5 flop. Nail looking for a 7, and that would give Tank 2 pairs. Obviously, it's a pretty dirty out. Poker stars would do that to a man. Instead, we see the 9 of hearts on the turn. So that queen 7, or sorry, the queen 7, no, the 7 turn, the 7 river doesn't matter, would be irrelevant. We wouldn't see an all-in, or none of that shit. Just maybe a little betski from nail in position, and a call from Tankananza. But instead, we see the 9 on the turn, brick on the river. Tankananza leads out with that top pair's queens, and the 8 high folds. And we're moving along. Doopity-doo. Pair of kings for Tankananza. Nail with 3 in a row. We'll go for a little betski and make a 4th in a row. Doopity-doo. Let's fire away, Nail. Would be fun to see. Put Tankananza in a weird spot with this top pair. Faces the overbet on the turn. Need to see an ace or a 9, or Tankananza is going to win a huge pot. You know what? Fuck it. Just fold on the turn. Get that top pair to fold. Nicely done by Nail. Big overbet gets the job done. 9-6-6 flop goes check check. 7 on the turn. Nail with 3 high. We'll check it on over once again. Ace jack for Tankananza. Checks and sees a 6 on the river. Hard to win here with 3 high, but Nail might put in a bluff. He's just gonna check and say I'm done with the pot. 5 mil will slide Tank's way. Doop-a-doo-doo. Goes for a little bit more value here. 2.8 mil, and the bet gets through. King 8 versus Jack 10. Ace Jack 9 flop goes check. Bet. Decisions. We do have the King of Hearts, the backdoor nut flush draw. Backdoor straight draw. We're coming along to the Jack on the turn. Nail can put in an overbet again. Do it. Do it now. He goes small. 3.6 mil. Into 8. Tankananza with no draw. We'll just find the fold. 6 and a 2 versus a king and a 5. The king 5 gets walked out. Queen 5 will raise. Ace 8 calls. Queen 10 8 flop goes check. Bet. Call. Small bet. We're certainly calling. 8 on the turn. Would you look at that? Nail might lead on out here. Does go for 3 million chip lead. Tankananza can't fold. Looking solely for a queen now. King of diamonds on the river. That could save Tank some chips. 15 million chips in the middle. Nail will go for a hefty bet. 11.4 mil. Yeah, I think we can find the fold, but to be fair, this is heads up poker, so we might call still. Tank goes in the time bank. Suppose hearts didn't get there. Jack 9's a flop straight. Ace Jack gets there on the river. Tankananza finds the call down with the pair queens and sees the bad news. We're pretty well tied up now. 80 mil to 80 mil. Ace and a 6 will raise it on up. 8 and a 2 calls. King Jack 9 flop goes check. Check. Jack on the turn. It's a diamond. Tankananza picks up the diamond draw. Bet. Do it now. He does go for a big betski here. 3.5 mil into 5 mil. Then what do we do with ace high? We're just going to find the fold. Tankananza steals that one away from him. 10-4 versus ace 4. 10-4 folds. Ace 4 versus 10-4. Did we just see that? We did just see that. 6-9 versus 8-10. Oh, that's 6-10 versus 8-10. My bad. Queen 7-5 flop goes check, bet. Decisions. Tankananza with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Does just find the fold. We could have saw check raise there. That would have been pretty cool. King 2 versus Queen 6. King 7-3 flop goes check check. Queen on the turn. Nail with top pair. Second nut flush draw. Puts in a big bet. 10 of diamonds on the river. 13 million chips will slide Nail's way, and potentially 10 more on top of that. If Tankananza finds another hero call with a pair of queens. Nice fold. King 5 versus 9-5. Raise from Nail. Call from the King 5 in the big blind. Ace, Ace, Jack flop goes check, bet, call. Queen on the turn. Doopity-doo goes check, check, 10 on the river. Tank makes a straight. Nail sitting here with 9 high. He's gonna go for a bluffski, I think. Does put in the 6 million chips, and that will slide Tank's way. 20 mil in total, that's a big pot. Queen 9 versus 8-9. King, Queen, Jack flop goes check, check. 5 of diamonds on the turn completes the flush. If somebody had 2 diamonds, that is. Nobody has 2 diamonds, so I don't know why I said that. 3 on the river. Nail leads on out, and Tank picks off a bluff with a pair of queens. 8-8 might raise it on up here. Nah, plays call. 7-9 for Nail, has the backdoor straight draws. We'll put in a small bet. 10 on the turn. Ooh, an 8 would be such a dirty river. Would give Nail the straight. Tank with 3 in a row, or 3 of a kind, sorry, if we see the 8 on the river. Oh, what do you know? 8 of hearts on the river. Pretty bad news for Tank and Anza. I suppose Jack 9 makes a straight, 7-9 makes a straight, 7-5 makes a straight. We see the overbet from Nail. Tank might not jam. He's still going to lose the 24 mil, but with all of the straights getting there, he can just find the call. Very dirty river. Nail up to 100 million chips now. Has a pair of queens on a 3 flush board. Tank and Anza with 6 high goes for a little bet. The bet won't get through. 9 of spades on the turn. Hopefully Tank slows right down. Although a big bet might get the job done. Nail might get sticky with a pair of queens. That he does. 7 of hearts on the river. Doesn't look too scary of a card. If Nail's calling on the turn, let's call on the river. Do it now, Nail. What a bluff catcher bluff catch it would have been. But he finds the fold. Queen 3 versus 9-6. Ace 6-5 flop goes check, bet, call. Ace on the turn. Tank will feel a little bit more comfortable with that pair of 6s now. Nail knows that, so he checks back the queen high. We get a 5 on the river. Tank and Anza goes for a little value with the pair of 6s. Nail does beat some 7-8, 7-4, 3-4. There's some straight draws that miss that he beats. Boopity boo. He's going to find the fold on the river. Nicely done. King Queen versus 7-8. 7-5, 4 flop. Goes check, check, 4 on the turn. Nail with the top pair. Might lead on out. There's 2 flush draws out there. Bunch of straight draws. Tank and Anza's got the king high. Plays call, jack of clubs on the river. 11 mil in the middle. Nail bets 6.6. Hopefully Tank and Anza finds the fold here. He finds the call. He gets a little sticky there with the king high. Sees the bad news. Nail flops a frickin' flush. Tank and Anza with the flush draw. Open-ended straight draw. Making a pair of 7s on the turn. That's no good, obviously. So it looks like Tank is dead in this hand. Did have the possible straight flush on the flop, but on the turn, obviously, it's no longer a possibility. 5 on the river is just horrific news for Tank and Anza as he makes a straight. I wonder if Nail goes for another overbet here, if they size down a little bit. There's a one-liner to a 6. Jack 10 makes a straight on the turn. Obviously, there's flop flush. Nail's bets full pot. And Tank and Anza finds the call and sees the bad news. It's a nice run of cards for Nail. They're up to 130 million chips. Playing good poker. Impossible combination to beat. Queen Deuce versus 9-5. 9-5-3 flop goes lead. Does Tank and Anza float? Backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. He is going to come along, make a pair of 2s on the turn. That's not enough for him. Although a queen or deuce now does get the job done. So he's got a little bit of life in this pot here. We see the 10 of spades on the river, so Nail's got this one locked up. 12.5 mil will slide his way. And I wonder if he gets a little bit more. Not when he jams. Tank and Anza could find a call facing a smaller bet. A bunch of straight draws miss. Flush draw misses. Nail goes for max value, but he's not going to get it this time. 5-8 versus 6-5. We see a limp raise and a fold. A7 versus Jack 5, limp, check. King 9-8 flop goes check, check. 6 on the turn. Both players with straight draws now. Tekenanza looking for a 7 or a jack. We see the 7 of hearts on the river, giving Nail a pair of 7s. I don't know if we're going to call a bet facing the lead on the river. One liner to the 5 or 10. Nail still pays it off. Sees the bad news. 3-7 versus Ace 8. Nail raises it on up. Tekenanza jams it all in and gets it on through. Ace 5 versus 9-4. Ace Jack 8 flop goes check, bet. Raise Nail, raise. Did have the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. Finds the fold. 3-5 versus Jack 4. Ace 7-6 flop. Nail in position will bet with their straight draw to the 4 and get it on through. 9-8 versus a 4 and a deuce. Ace 5-3 flop. That's a straight for Tekenanza. Nail with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. We'll find the fold on the flop. Queen 6 versus an ace and a 3. Jack 8-6 flop. Nail with the bottom pair. Tekenanza with that ace high makes a pair of aces on the turn here. That's good news for Tank. Although I don't know if Nail's putting any more chips in the middle here. He does actually put in 1.4. He's looking to check back the river with this little bet here. 10 of clubs. Go check. I would guess check. Yep. Could have turned a 6 into a bluff there as flushes get there. Some straights get there. Boopity boo. 6-3 facing the limp will raise it on up. Tekenanza calls the king 9. Queen 10-9 flop. Interesting stuff. Nail sitting here with 6 high, 10 million chips in the middle. He's going to check it on over. 4 on the turn. Boopity boo. King 9. Hopefully we give Nail a free river. Let him bluff off into us. We aren't going to get much value here. We do go for a little bet. Try to get called by a straight draw. Potentially a 4. Potentially a pocket pair. But to be fair, I think a lot of that's going to fold. King Jack versus 5 deuce. Queen Jack 2 flop goes check, bet, call. Ace on the turn. Goes check, check. 3 on the river. Goes check. Small bet? Put in a small bet. Try and get some value. 2.1 mil into 6 mil. That's a small bet. And Tekenanza hopefully folds. He could raise. He could raise. With the straight blocker with that bottom pair of 2s. Uh-oh. Aces limp. 7s for Nail. We'll raise it on up. Tank could just call here. He does. King 9-9. Tank could have got a full double up had he ripped it all in pre-flop. But he decides to slow play the aces. Deuce on the turn, making Nail feel a little bit more comfy with those 7s. He's going to lead on out for 3.5 mil. Tekenanza will continue to keep his opponent's range rather wide. Just playing call. Hearts miss. Queen Jack misses. Jack 10 misses. Doopity doo. 7s go for a little bit more value. Maybe Tank will find the jam. That he does. And what do we do with pocket 7s? Check, check on the flop. We bet small on the turn. Bet small on the river. There's a lot of chips in the middle. If he calls and he's wrong, Tekenanza will be up to 70 mil. That's horrific news. If he calls and he's right, the tournament's over, but obviously we can see Tank has those aces. The jam on the river gets through. Nice fold by Nail. King 7 versus 4-7. Queen 10-7 flop. Both players with that pair of 7s. Nail checks back the flop. 8 on the turn. Goes check. Check. Do we bet now? Do we protect our hand? I don't know. 4 on the river. Bad news for Nail. 2 pairs now for Tekenanza. Nail thinking about a little bet. And he does bet 2 million chips into the 6 million chip pot. Tank and Anza thinking, do I raise, do I call? I got bottom 2 pair. Check down pot. Let's go for the frickin' raise. To just under 10 million chips. And the raise gets through. 6-9 versus 5-8. Queen 7-3 flop. All diamonds. Nail with the backdoor straight draws. We'll check it back. 4 on the turn. 5-8 picks up some straight draws as well. Looking for a 6. Or for the bet to get through, and it does. Ace 10 versus a jack and a queen. 8-5-6 flop goes check. Check. 3 on the turn. What do? We check it on over. No spade for either player. Ace of spades on the river. If anybody wants it, they could buy it. Instead, we just check it on down and chop it on up. Queen jack versus a king and a jack. Queen 5-4 flop goes check bet, call. 2 million chips into the 6 million chip pot. King jack comes along. 5 on the turn. Not a spade for nail. Does pair the board. He could have went for the lead, but probably would have liked to actually have some real equity if he's gonna pull off a bluff. Sorry. 5 on the river goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Right. He's got a boat. That's a boat. We're gonna go for big hefty value bet. Then the question is, does nail call down with the king high? He beats 6-7. The spade draws. He's got the king of spades in his hand, so he says, well, I'm just gonna fold. Ace queen facing the raise can go for the 3-bet. Nail with the 9-6 suited. Might want to see a flop, although that's a hefty bet. 9.2 mil. Nail is going to find the call. Ace high board. Only 1 diamond for nail. Does have the backdoor straight draw. A couple of them actually. Facing a small bet on the flop, he just folds. 3-6 versus 3-10. 3-6 raises and faces the 3-bet. Would have been fun to see a flop with 2 shit hands, but instead we're just going to see the 3-bet get through. 4-3 suited versus a king and a 6. Raise and a call. 5-4-4 flop. 3 of a kind checks it on back. 9 of hearts on the turn. Goes check, bet. And then what do we do with king high? The 6 of clubs was a cool card on the flop, but on the 9 turn it kinda sucks. I think you would rather your opponent have it. Nail does think so too and finds the fold. Queen 8 for tank will raise and take it down pre. Queen 4 for nail will raise and get a call from a 10 and a 6. 10-7-7 flop. Goes check, check, 7 on the turn. That's a boat. Tank and Anza. With that boat, checks it on over. 5 on the river, completing the flush. Tank and Anza leads on out. 4.8 mil. Nail with the queen high, thinking about a call here. They do find the fold, good timing. Jack 8 versus ace 9, 9-7-5 flop. Tank and Anza with a straight flush draw, looking for the 6 of hearts. Top pair, top kicker for nail. He's going nowhere. Queen of clubs on the turn. So Tank and Anza looking for a 6, a heart, a 10, a jack, an 8. No, the 8 doesn't work, sorry. He's going to go for a big bet here. And I don't think nail folds. Jack of hearts on the river. Good news for Tank, obviously. Making the flush. 23 mil will slide his way. King 3 versus king 2. Ace queen 7 flop. Goes check, check, 10 on the turn. We're both picking up straight draws to the jack. And we're chopping the pot, providing there's no folding going on. 4 spades on the river. Would be cool to see somebody bluff. Either player could with the straight blocker. Nail with a flush blocker. Tank and Anza with a flush blocker. Again, anybody could have bet. We both just check it on down. Kings for Tank and Anza. Not going to get any action. He did take the lead back. He's up to 90 mil. Doopity-doo. 8-8 for nail. We'll raise it on up. Tank and Anza will fold jack 3. 10. Oh, we're going to take a look at numbers. Might chop this on up. They are playing for just under 300k. Heads up. Queen 6 versus a 10 and a 5. Tankananza does have a pair. Faces a hefty bet on the turn here. 3.5 mil into 6. 4 on the river, so that's a boat. Nail sitting here with Queen High. Don't do it, Nail. Just check it on over. Although the 13 mil would be so nice going into the deal discussion. Boopity doo 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 doo. Whoo. Oh boy. The commentator says, whoever wins, do you mind taking questions after the tournament? Tankananza, does he say no? Tankananza says not really. Yeah, it's not going to happen. That's hilarious. So they do chop it on up. Right? I think it's okay, Tankananza says. 930k for Tank. 906 for Nail. That's funny. Can you please take questions after the tournament? No. Oh wow, 910k. He's arguing for $4,000. He's got 900. He's looking to have 900 some locked up. Still a lot left anyway. So 130k left to play for. Why should I give up dollars? No thanks. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, let's place his Nail. Okay. Alright, no deal. We're playing heads up for just under 300k. Holy shit. $300,000 heads up battle. Whoa, wee wah. King 7 versus 6-5, sorry. Queen 8-5 flop goes check. Bet? Do we bet the king high with the straight draw? Backdoor straight draws? Nail does put in a big bet. 6-5 calls with that bottom pair. Picks up a straight draw to the 7 on the turn. Nail looking for a 6 or a king, or for the bet to get through. He bets 12 mil into 14, and you know what? That is going to get bottom pair to fold. Ace 4 versus Jack 9. 10-6-2 flop goes check, check, 2 on the turn. Boopity doo 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 doo. Goes check, check, 3 on the river. Wow, they didn't make a deal over $4,000. What's the math there? Is it something like 1.2% of the difference between, or the difference between first and second place? I believe they were arguing over 1.2% of the prize pool there. Very interesting. Ace Queen versus Ace 10. Doopity doo. Ace 10 goes for the raise. Ace Queen 3 bets. Ace 10 will call. King Queen 7 flop. Do. Nail looking solely for a jack. Sees a small bet. 7.5 mil into the 23. He's gonna play call. 6 on the turn. Goes check. Nail might put in a bluff. He might just go to the river. It is a rainbow board. He says let's just go to the river. 9 of clubs. That's not what Nail's looking for, obviously. Just has the ace high. 37 mil, almost 38 mil will slide Tank's way. He goes for 20 mil of value. But there's just none to be had. Whoa! Do. We're gonna see this hand replayed out, I suppose. Ace Queen. Going for some value. Ace 10 calls. 6 on the... No, we're not going to watch it again. You freaking serious? 9 on the river. Goes bet. And then, what do we do with the ace and the 10? 20 million ships into 37 mil. Nail finds the fold. And we're moving along. Ace and a queen. We'll raise it and take it down pre. Ace Jack. Raises. Gets a call from King 8. 9-3-3 flop. Goes check, bet, call. Forward clubs on the turn. Tankananza with a club draw. Nail with that ace high. 8 of clubs on the river. Tankananza makes the flush. Things are going his way now. And he checks it on over. Don't think Nail puts in a bluff with the ace high. They just show it on down. 8-7 versus 10-3. Raise and a call. King 10-7 flop. Goes check, check, 10 on the turn. There's a lot of draws out there. We got Queen Jack open-ended. 8-9 open-ended. Diamonds. Doopity-doo. There's some other straight draws in there. Jack 9. Tankananza with that bottom pair of 7s goes for a little betski. Nail puts in the check raise. And I've got no idea what to do here with this 8-7. We might just fold, even though there's all those draws out there. Nah, Tank says let's go to the river. We get the queen of diamonds. 3 of a kind. Has seen better rivers. Some straights get there. Jack 9, ace jack. But again, there's all the other straight draws that miss. There is just some king X that could call. There's diamonds that get there, of course. And 7-8 lets it go. 8-5 versus Queen 10. Raise and a call. 9-8-7 flop. Interesting stuff. Tankananza's open-ended, looking for a 6 or a jack. Nail with a pair of 8s. We get the 4 of clubs on the turn. Tankananza leads out quite large. 4.2 mil into about 7. Get a call and a 6 of hearts on the river. That's a straight for Tank. Is it a straight for Nail as well with a 5? It is 2. This is just horrific news for Nail. Hearts get there on the river, and of course there's a 10x that makes a better straight, so I don't think Nail raises. If he does, he's in trouble. Just call Nail. Can you imagine folding the straight on the river? Nail finds the fold with the straight on the river. Say what? Alright, Nail. That's one hell of a fold. Whoa, wee wah. Flushes get there. 10x makes a straight. Jack 10 makes a better straight. Nail folds the 5. Whoa, wee wah. 9-7-7 flop goes check, check, 6 on the turn. That's a bout for Nail. That's king high for Tank. They're going to check fold. King Jack for Tank. We'll raise it on up. Nail with a 9 and a 7 will call and flop top pair. Tankananza with a backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw, a couple overs, and he spanks one on the turn. King of diamonds. Good news for Tank. Betting half pot on the turn. Nail will find the call eventually. Queen of clubs on the river. Goes check, bet. Fold maybe? Do we just fold that pair of 9s on the river here? Hearts miss. 6-7 misses. 8-7 misses. Jack 10 makes a straight. Boopity boo. Did I say hearts miss? Do see King Jack go for a hefty bet, and Nail does find the call and sees the bad news. Nail down to 42 mil. Just over 20 blinds. As a queen and a 9, he flops the straight draw to the 8 or king. Tankananza looking for a 7 or queen. Doesn't have the backdoor heart draw or the front door heart draw. Neither one. King on the turn. Nail makes the nuts. Tankananza sitting here with 9 high. 11 million chips in the middle. And Tank bets about 6. Boo buddy boo ba boo buddy. We get a call, 7 of hearts on the river. Excuse me. Tankananza, give up the bluff. Give it on up. He does not. Bets 8 mil into 22. And Nail will put in the raise. Super small. Doesn't jam. He's got the friggin' nuts. Pretty obvious there on the river. Queen 4 versus 10-7. 10-6-5 flop. Nail with the backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Goes for about a half pot size bet. Top pair for Tankananza will call 4 of clubs on the turn. So Nail with the bottom pair with the flush draw. Tankananza with top pair in the flush draw. We see the 7 of spades on the river. Doopity-doo. Top 2 versus bottom pair. Nail's probably just going to check and lose. Does he know that? Do we bluff now? Weird spot for the queen 4. Ace 9 versus King 5. We could see fireworks, but there is no spades out there. 8-4-3. Goes check, bet, fold. Do we check? Nah, check, bet, fold. Nail's got the backdoor straight draw. He's gonna call. Ace on the turn. Nail looking for a duck. Or a duck. 5 million chips into the middle. Top pair. Oh, we see a goose. 7 on the river. Do buddy do 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 do. River goes check, bet, large bet, 13 mil into 22. This pot is large. 35 mil will slide Tank's way, providing Nail doesn't go for a check raise bluff. He does not. Queen 4 for Nail. Jack deuce suited for Tank and Anza. 10-8-3 flop goes check. Bet? I don't know what to do. We got the 4 of diamonds. We got the queen of spades. So we got backdoor flush draw, backdoor straight draw. We go for the bet and take the pot down. Jack 9 versus queen 4. Queen 8-2 flop goes check. Bet with our straight draw to the 10. We don't have a heart, which is kind of unfortunate. But Tank and Anza says we can still go for a little bet ski. 7 of hearts on the turn. Nail picks up a flush draw. That's no help for Tank. Looking for a jack, a 9. Nope, he's not. He's looking for a 10 and solely a 10. Or, I guess, for the bet to get through. He's putting a lot of pressure on the queen 4 here. King on the river. Does it go check, check? If I'm Tank, I give up the bluff. We'll see what Tank and Anza thinks. 23 million chips in the middle. That's a lot. Tank and Anza does give up on the pot. Ace deuce versus ace jack. Raise from the ace deuce. 3 bet from ace jack. Nail folds. Good stuff. Aces versus 6-5. 8-5-4 flop goes check, bet. Oh, it goes check, check. Queen on the turn. Tank and Anza giving him a free turn card. Nail with that pair of 5s. Tank and Anza goes for about half pot, maybe 40%. Gets a call on the turn. King on the river. Do 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 do. 8.7 million chips into 13 mil. I don't think Nail calls, but he could bluff. Would we get aces to fold? It would have been super fun to see, but we do not. King deuce versus ace queen. Raise and a 3 bet pre. Don't think king deuce calls. Nope, it quickly hits the muck. King 6 versus a 10 and a 9. 8-5-3 flop. Goes check, check. 4 of diamonds on the turn. Both players with a flush draw. Tank is open-ended to the deuce or 7. He's facing a lead on the turn. He's got the higher diamond. All is going well for Tank. Finds the call. Ace on the river. Well, there's 15 million chips in the middle, and Nail has got 38 behind. He could put in a bet ski. He goes over bet, 17 mil. And Tank and Anza's going to have to fold their draw. Just king high. Nice play by Nail. Ace and a 9 versus a king and a queen. King 7-5 flop goes check, check, ace on the turn. That's good news for Nail. Great news for Nail. He's got top pair. Just sweating the king and queen. Puts in a large bet on the turn. Gets the call. 5 on the river. Goes check, bet. And then what do we do with king queen? What a horrific turn card. So 6-8, 6-4, both open-ended and they miss. Hearts miss. 6-9. It depends on how many of these combinations you think your opponent's going to bluff. Boopity boo. Tank and Anza says I'll just let go of the king queen on the river. 10 queen 3 flop goes check, bet. I don't know. What do we do with 8-9 with a club? Feels like a call. Goes for the check raise. Tank and Anza ain't folding with the king of clubs. Backdoor straight draw to go along with it. He's gonna fold, just kidding. The king of clubs just folds on the flop. What a play by Nail. Boopity boo. I was not expecting a fold on the flop there. Nail is open-ended. He's gonna buy this pot on the flop. Boo doo doo doo. Queen jack 6 flop goes check check. 10 on the turn. Both players are open ended. Top pair with a fair kicker for nail. Tank and Nanza just with that straight draw. Looking for a 9 or an ace or for the bet to get through, and I don't think this is going to work out either, but I was just wrong 2 seconds ago. Jack on the river. What do we do? Check. Check, Tank. Just check, man. 40 million chips are not coming your way. He goes for 26 or 28, 27. I don't know why that was so difficult to read. 26.8 million chips is the bet into 40 mil. If we can get king queen off the pot, what a beautiful play by Tank. He does get the fold. What the hell? Whoa wee wah. Lots of respect for one another. That was a huge hero fold. Ace queen flopping top pair with the fair kicker. Nail with 10-7 finds the fold. Ace and a queen for nail. 9-8 for Tank. King jack 2 flop goes check bet fold. Doobity doo. Ace jack will raise. 10-8 will call. Queen jack 8 flop. Interesting stuff. Tank does check back the flop. 9 on the turn. That's a straight for nail. Just a pair of jacks for Tank. He's seen better turns. He's gonna find the call. King of diamonds on the river, sorry. So diamonds get there. Ace 10 is a straight. Nail with a single 10 is a straight. Ooh, I suppose there could be some sort of 6-7 bluff skis, but we just see it go check check on the river. Ace 7-2 flop goes check bet call. Do we ever raise ace 9? Nope, not this time. 7 of diamonds on the turn, so we got a bunch of flush draws. Not too many straight draws. There are some low cards out there, like 5-4, something like that. The wheel draws is what I'm trying to say. 8's on the river. Tank and Nanza goes for some value, but there's none to be had. Ace and a queen facing a raise will 3-bet it on up. Tank and Nanza with 6-4 will find the fold. Ace 5 versus ace 9. Raise pre-flop. Call from the ace 9. Ace jack 3 flop. Nail looking for a 5 or some backdoor spades. I suppose there's also some chop pot potentials. We see the deuce of clubs on the turn, so Nail looking for a 5 or 4, or the pot will be sliding Tank's way. 4 on the river. Nail's back in the game here. Doopity doo 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 doo. 27 mil will slide his way with 13 more on top of that. Right? I think Tank still calls. 9 of spades is a bad card to have, to be fair. Tank still sees the bad news. 6-9 will raise and take it down pre. 8-3 gets a walk. 8-7 races. 8 deuce defends. Jack jack 10 flop goes check check. 5 on the turn. Looks like we're gonna chop this pot up most of the time, unless somebody bets. And if somebody bets, the other player will fold. Tank and Nanza takes the spot on the turn and gets the job done. Ace jack versus 8-9. 10-7 3 flop. Tank and Nanza obviously open-ended, looking for a 6 or jack. We see the 7 of hearts on the turn. Tank and Nanza can lead on out, and they elect not to. Boop 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 boop. Nail protects their hand, goes for a 2 million chip bet on the turn into 7 mil. Tank and Nanza goes for the check raise, makes it 8 mil. 6 more to go. Boopity boo. Nail finds the call, ace on the river. Clubs get there. Tank and Nanza says, what the hell do I do? I've got 9 high. Clubs get there. My straight draw misses. I gotta go for a bluff ski. About 14 mil into 23. And Nail sitting here with top pair and says, this is a horrific happening. What do I do? Nail folds. Oh no! Tank and Nanza gets another one through. He's running Nail over, but he's just got a slight chip lead. What a frickin' play by Tank and Nanza. Top pair here for him. 2 overcards for Nail. 1-liner to the 7 out there. Nail puts in a little bluff ski. Tank and Nanza finds the call. 5 of hearts on the river. Boopity doo. Well, nail putting a blusky. He says, no, I'm going to slow right down. Tank and answer checks and scoops the 14 mil in the middle. 6-10 versus 4-7. Raise and a call pre-flop. 8-4-3 flop goes check, check. Queen on the turn goes check, bet. What do we do? Does tank bluff here with 10 high? No straight draw, no flush draw. 6 of clubs is such an interesting card to be holding here. Blocking a lot that will call you. Nail says, you know what, the pair of fours is good enough for me. He calls 7 on the river. 2 pair versus 10 high. Tank and Nanza slows right down and Nail scoops a nice pot. About 14 mil, almost 15. Ace 3 suited, we'll raise it on up. King 8 calls the big blind. Queen Jack 2 flop goes check, check. 6 on the turn goes check. Check. Check? I don't know, man. Deuce on the river. Goes check, check. Tank and Nanza scoops a small one. Queen 5, we'll raise it on up. And 9-3, we'll let this one go pre. Or just put in the 3-bet and get the job done. Nicely done by Tank. 8-8 for Tank. We'll face the raise from Queen 4. Goes for another 3-bet. And another one gets through for him. Jack 8 versus Queen 10. 10-7-2 flop. No diamond for Tank, but he has the straight draw to the 9 and overcard. Goes for a little bet ski, about 2.7 mil into about 7.5. Nail with top pair and a fair kicker, goes for the check raise. And Tank might just fold the flop. No diamond in your hand. You come along to the turn, okie dokie. 7 of spades. Nail goes for another bet. 8 million chips. Tank and Nanza calls. 5 of hearts on the river. So diamonds miss. 8-9 misses. Jack 8 obviously misses. Jack 9 misses. We see an all-in from Nail. Tank and Nanza with Jack high. You can have an easy fold. Do-buddy-do-do-do. 10-9 versus 9-4. Raise and take it down pre. Tank and Nanza with a king and a 10. Flopping the open-ended straight draw. Looking for a 9 or an ace to make his hand. King high is good for the time being. Yeah, the bet gets through on the flop. 7-3 versus a 10 and a 9. Raise and a call pre-flop. 5-4-5. Nope, there's still no 5, Brendan. 4-3-2 flop goes check, bet, fold. Ace 9 versus 7-7. 10-10-3 flop goes check, bet, call. Let's see what the turn brings us. Ace of spades, good news for Nail. About 12.5 million chips will slide his way, and he might get a bit more on top of that. 6 of hearts. Nope, that's a club. 6 of clubs on the river. Goes lead for 7.2. Huh. 10-10-3 flop is super interesting when you check call. Not much to call with there. A lot of ace high. Maybe some pocket pairs. Tank and Nanza pays it off on the river. Maybe there's some king high in there too. Maybe there's some backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw sort of holdings. It's like some sort of 8-9 or something like this. That didn't check raise the flop. Anyways, interesting spot. 7's called down and see the bad news. 6-3 gets a bluff through for Nail. That's good news. King 9 with the backdoor straight draw, a couple overcards. Sees the 6 of hearts on the turn. Nail with top pair will bet about 6 mil into 7.5. Tank and Nanza will call 9 on the river. Good news for Tank. 20 mil will slide his way. Nail could go for a little block bet. Diamonds get there too. 8-10 makes a straight. 8-5 makes a straight. 4-5 makes a straight on the turn. Doopity-doo. Top pair with a fair kicker goes for about 12 mil of value. Wow, so many things get there. Jack 7 does still find the call and sees the bad news. 5-10 versus Queen 6. 7-5-6 flop goes check, check. King on the turn. Goes check, check. Ace on the river. Little pair versus a little pair. We'll check it on down and Tank will scoop a small pot. 4-2 versus a 5 and a 4. Queen 6-3 flop. Interesting. Nail with a straight draw. Tank with the straight draw. 4 high for tank in position. We gotta put in a bet. We're facing the check raise. No club on the board. I guess we let it go. Doopity doo. Nice little play there by Nail. Ace 8 versus King 6. 9-5-2 flop goes check. Check. 3 on the turn. Doopity doo. Tank lead. 6 of diamonds is a super interesting card to be holding. 7 of hearts on the river. Let's go for a bluff, tank. We'd rather have this 6 of hearts, but instead we're going to use this King 6. Bluff away, try to get ace high to fold. Well, if Nail pays it off here, what a horrific bluff size. Ace high with a straight. Wasn't it a straight blocker? I sure hope that 8 was the straight blocker. Nail still calls down and sees the great news. Ace jack 6 flop goes check, bet, fold. Tank Ananza takes it with the pair of jacks. 8 deuce gets a walk. 5-6 gets a walk. So we got 90 mil to 75. 5 deuce versus ace 10. King 9-6 flop. Nail in position with the backdoor straight draw, backdoor flush draw. We'll pick up the 4 diamonds on the turn. Allows himself a free turn card. We'll go for a bet ski here. Ace 10 is not loving life. No, it is not. We'll still find the call. 7 on the river. I think Nail has the bluff, blocking 5-8. I think we gotta. We don't have a diamond in our hand. We're gonna overbet just slightly. Well, if we call down with ace high, Tank Ananza would just be sharing some of the love. Nail did it to him, but this is a bigger bluff, and the bluff will get through. Ace queen 7 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Queen 5 for Nail will raise. 8-8 for Tank Ananza. Could 3-bet. They do find it again. And the bet gets through. 6-9 for Tank will raise and take it down pre. King 7 for Nail will raise and get a call from a 6 and a 2 of the same suit. King 10-7 flop goes check, bet, fold. Ace and a queen for Tank will raise. Nail calls the 6 and the 3. Ace jack 10 flop goes check, bet, fold, and we're moving along. Oh, the song's getting better. King 8 versus a queen and a 5. 10-7 5 flop goes check, bet, call. 3 on the turn goes check, check. Slow down, Nail. King on the river. Good news for Nail. Top pair. Tank Ananza with that pair of 5s. I don't know if we pay off a bet here. Spades miss. 6-8 misses. 8-9 misses. There's some bluffs. Did I say 6-9? 6-9 misses. 6-4 makes a straight on the turn. Tank Ananza folds the pair of 5s. So it looks like both players have lost their time bank now. So that's kind of cool to see. Ace 4 versus Queen 6. Nail flops the frickin' nuts with a straight flush draw. Tank Ananza with Queen high will just fold. Deuce deuce versus Queen 7. 10-5-3 flop goes check, check. 7 on the turn. Good news for Tank. He's just sweating a couple of ducks now. 2 outs for Nail. 1 time. Tank Ananza puts in a little bit less than a half pot size bet, and the bet gets through. 4-10 versus 4-10. This is what we came to see, and Nail just folds it pre. 8-8 for Tank. Queen 3 for Nail. Queen 6-4 flop goes check, bet, call. I don't think we raise Queen 3. King of hearts on the turn. Both players with the heart draw. Tank with a slightly better one. So heart obviously gives him the pot, and 8 gets the job done as well. 4 are clubs on the river. Nail puts in a small bet here, 4.5 mil into about 13. I'd love to see a raise from Tank. I don't think it's going to happen. He does just find the call instead, and he sees the bad news. King 9 versus Ace 10. 10-9-5 flop. Both players with a fair pair. And the kickers are pretty strong too. Ace on the turn. That will save Tank some chips. 18.5 mil will slide Nail's way. They go for a half pot size bet on the turn here. Tank solely looking for a 9. A king is horrific. Is the game over? Does nail jam? Okay, we might not jam, okay? And then I don't think we check raise all in with our 2 pairs. We get a small bet on the river. Uh-oh. We might raise. Don't raise, Tank. Don't raise. Don't do it. Queen Jack makes a straight. Tank finds the call and sees the horrific news. What a bad river card for Tank. He's down to 45 mil, 120 for nail. Doopity-doo. I mean, great game by nail, right? What can you do when you're running good? No need to hate on him just because he's playing and running good. I gotta say, I like the way Nail played the final table. It was very fun. He had a couple of king queens that really skyrocketed his position. He slow played against Wushu pre-flop. Found himself in some good spots. Found some big call downs. Did a really good job this final table. If he gets the job done, it's well deserved. If Tank loses, I gotta say, he played a great final table as well, but just ran like shit. Nothing you can do about that. Second place would be pretty for him too, although he had the big chip lead. He's got a couple of kings here and he's facing a 3-bet. Hopefully he just calls and gives Nail a chance to blast off. Call. Ah, he's all in. No blasting off for Nail. King 4 for Tank, 5-8 for Nail. Ace Queen 7 flop goes check, bet, call, deuce on the turn. King 4 still good, but it didn't pick up a diamond draw, no straight draw. It's gonna go for a check fold on this big bet on the turn. About 12 mil into just under, or just over 12 mil. Queen 7 versus 6-5. Raising a call pre-flop. King Queen 4 flop goes check. Deuce on the turn goes bet, call. 3.2 mil into about 7.5. 10 on the river. Tank misses his straight draw. It's not a spade. He's gonna check and give it on up. 14 mil will slide Nail's way. He even goes for a very small bet ski here. Could you imagine if Tank raises the 6 high and buys the pot? Would have been fun to see, but he did not. 9-4 versus a 9 and a 3. The 9-3 gets walked on out. 7-2 gets walked out. Ace 10 gets walked out. 8-7 gets walked out. Oh, we're going to see a flop. Limp pot. 10-10-10 flop. Goes check, bet, call. What does the turn bring us? 6 of clubs. Goes check. Bet. Large bet at that. 4.5 mil. Into about 7.5. Tank calls. Picks up that king on the river. That's a boat. And the boat will take down the pot. Deuce 6 versus 3-8. Nail raises and takes it down pre-flop. Queen Jack will limp it on in. Nail will raise up the ace and the 10. Tank and Anza not going nowhere. It's very playable Queen Jack. Queen 6-3 flop goes bet. Whoa, a third pot. Tank and Anza not folding. Licking his chops. Might put in a raise. He jams it all in. And this will buy it on the flop. 9-10 for Nail. Tank and Anza with a jack and an 8. 5-3-2 flop. Goes check. Bet for large. 6 mil into 8.5. Tank and Anza with a couple of overcards. Jack high was good for the time being, but the bet will get through. Queen 6 versus a 9 and a 4. The 9-4 is suited, so we're coming along to the ace-2 flop. 2 diamonds for Tank with the 9 high. Looking for a 9-4 diamond. We see the 8 of spades on the turn. Goes check, 3 of diamonds on the river. Tank makes his flush. Nail sitting there with queen high. Has an easy fold facing the large bet on the river. 10-7 versus a 10 and a 3. Tank raises and takes it down pre. 9-9 for Nail. Flopping a boat. That's a boat. 7-8 with not much doing. Backdoor straight draw. Has a boat draw, but will not call with the 8 high. I guess he had 3 of a kind, but you know what I mean. 8, 9, 5 flop goes check, check. Nail with a pair of 8s. Those are holding up for the time being. Tank looking for an ace, a 7, or a big bluff to get through, but it won't come in. King of clubs on the river. Nail goes for a big betski, 6.5 mil. And Tank with the flush blocker, ace high, straight blocker, finds the call. Nice bet by Nail with the pair of 8s. 10-10 versus King Jack. This could get in pre-flop. It's all in and 10-10 calls. Any kings or jack? King on the turn. That's good news for Tank and Anza. Not only does he survive, he retakes the chip lead. Doopity-doo. King 4. No, that's a 5 and a 4. Nail will raise and take it down pre. Tank and Nanzo with a queen and an 8. King 9 for Nail. Ace King 3 flop. 2 diamonds for Tank. Has the flush draw versus middle pair. Puts in about a 3 million chip pot, or 3 million chip bet into the 8 million chip pot. 8.5 mil, sorry. King 9 calls, 4 on the turn. It's not a diamond. Tank and Nanzo says, I don't care, I'm gonna bet away. 8.5 mil. Nail calls, 10 on the river. 30 million chips in the middle. Queen 8 blocking the queen jack straight. We probably don't want to have diamonds, but we do want to have that queen in our hand. 23 million chips to go, and King 9 hits the muck. Beautiful play by Tank. Unfortunate river card for Nail. Finding the bluff, finding the fold on the river. Ace Jack versus King 8. 10-5-3 flop. Goes check, bet, fold. King 8 versus an ace and a 5. Raising a call pre-flop. Jack 10-6. Goes check, check, 4 on the turn. Nobody with a straight draw. Nobody with a flush draw. King high versus ace high. Nail makes pair of aces on the river. Checks it on over. Tank and Nanza blocking King Queen. Could go for a bluff, but he doesn't this time. Nicely done. Ace 10 versus Jack Deuce. Jack Deuce is thinking about a 3 bet, and it does find it. Just blasting off. Nail's thanking him. King Queen 3 flop. Interesting shit. 1 heart for Nail. I don't think we can fold on the flop. We face about a 11 million chip bet. Holy shit, this is not easy to call with though. Ace 10 does find the call. 7 of diamonds on the turn. 50 million chips in the middle. Tank and Anza slows right down. Don't put a jack on the river. Deuce! Are you serious, Poker Stars? No. What is that? This goes check, check, and Tank and Anza wins a huge pot. He had like no outs. It goes check, check, and Tank and Anza scoops to 50 mil. Poker Stars, that's ridiculous. What are you doing? What a joke site. Oh no. Queen 8-7 flop goes check, bet, call. Nail with the flush draw, backdoor straight draw. Picks up a straight draw to the 6. 10 of spades on the river. A deuce on the river, Poker Stars? Can we just talk about that for a little bit longer? Nail didn't even have the flush draw. He didn't even need it. He had the ace 10 there. He had the backdoor flush draw on the flop. A deuce on the river though? Nail had the straight draw to the jack. Tank and Anza has jack 2. Was it ace king something? Flop? 2 heart? No, 1 heart. No, there was no ace because Nail didn't have a pair, obviously. Brandon, catch up. I don't know how I forgot so quickly. I'm just so flabbergasted. My brain's broken. Tank and Anza's got 2 pairs. Not much doing for Nail. He has a... No straight blockers. There is no possible straights on that board. Whoo! Deuce on the river. 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 If I had some more words in my head, which are just difficult to pull out right now, could have made a sick beat or some shit. Jack 9 with 2 pairs. Going for a little betski. Nail calls with the pair 10s. Bad timing. 20 million chips will slide Tank's way. 6 of diamonds on the river. Do we still call with 10-5? I got no idea. Nell might just call him because he's a little bit ticked off. Nice fold. Nice fold. Yeah, Nell's still playing a great game. Running like shit now. Doopity-doo. Tangananza rips facing the limp with the queen 10 and gets it on through. Ace 6 versus ace queen. This gets in pre. 6. Diamond? No diamond or 6, just like that. We lose Nail. Huh. Well, we gotta go back. What an unfair river card. Ace 10 versus Jack Deuce. Ace 10 raises it on up. Jack Deuce 3 bets. You know what? I like this. Love the 3 bet pre. Nail calls. King Queen 3 flop. You know what? Love the bet, Tank. Love the bet. What can you do, right? King high board. You 3 bet pre flop. Good board for you to stab. You go for it. About 11 million chips. This puts a lot of pressure on Nail. He calls with the straight draw, backdoor flush draw. 7 of diamonds on the turn. So yeah, look at this. Tank has 3 outs. If PokerStars didn't fuck Nail over right here, he's going to be up to 90 mil. We're still playing pretty... I don't think we're playing as deep as we were, obviously, as blinds have gone up a few times. But with that being said, I wanted the heads-up battle to continue. I think it was very unfair for Nail. Super unfair. PokerStars said, Nail, you must leave the tournament. To be fair, he's still got 40 mil. He's still got 40 mil. The game isn't over. Huh. In the end, ace queen versus ace 6. Tangananza will get the job done. Alrighty, so I suppose if you made it all the way through the marathon, thanks for checking this shit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another video sometime. Until then, adios amigos.